time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
From Corpus Christi, Texas, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Finally. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi. Tonight, minor league baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Corpus Christi Hooks in Game 2 of a 3-game series. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 and minorleaguebaseball.com. Thanks for tuning in to the ITT Tech pregame show. 4-game losing streak for the Travs, and none of those 4 losses were as tough as yesterday's 12-inning 9-8 defeat at the hands of the Hooks. The Travs had to come back from 3 runs down, rallying for 5 in the 7th inning to take a 2-run lead, but neither Bill Edwards nor Bobby Zimmerman could hold on to a couple of leads, and the Travelers lost in the 12th inning on a bases-loaded single by Jorge Cortez right off the glove of Travs second baseman Eric Rodland. So over these 4 losses, the Travelers have lost all those games by a total of 5 runs. 3 one-run losses, including yesterday a 2-run loss to San Antonio a couple of nights ago. And the Travelers come in today with 9 wins and 15 losses. It's only 3rd place in the Texas League North and 6 games out. But against Corpus Christi, they've got the top record in the league. The Hooks are 15-9 and half a game in front of Midland for first place in the South Division. We'll take a break on the pregame show and return quickly with the schedule in today's Texas League and go through the standings on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because 2 great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SPC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories. Hey, nobody said quitting smoking was easy, but others have done it, and you can too, with help from the SOS Quit line. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the help you need to kick the tobacco habit. It's free, and it's free of nagging and preaching, too. So call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and get the help you need. What have you got to lose? Besides the most dangerous habit you've ever had. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call now.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi, Texas. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380. Travs taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Your potential can increase with a degree, and you can create your own career path with a degree from ICT Tech in Little Rock. For details, go online to ict-tech.edu. A look at yesterday's game sees that Tulsa picked up a half a game on the Cardinals. The Drillers a sweep and a doubleheader over the Frisco Rough Riders, winning the opening game 8-3. Second game 4-1, Tulsa winning. And although Springfield defeated San Antonio 9-7, the Cardinals lost a half game in the standings to the Drillers, and Springfield at 16-9, 1 game in front of Tulsa for first place. The Travs coming in third place at 9-15, 6 games out. Wichita was a loser for the third straight game. They fall to 7-16 as Midland pulls out the victory 4-2 at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. So Midland kept pace with Corpus. The Rockhounds are just a half game and back to the Hooks for first in the South Division. Each of those teams on a 3-game win streak. Frisco at 10-11 is 3.5 out, and the San Antonio Missions pulling up the rear in the South at 9-14, 5.5 games out of first place. Today's games all starting right about now in the Texas League. Frisco and Wichita at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. They did not announce the starting pitchers. Midland and Tulsa at Driller Stadium. Midland going with to be announced. Mark Kaiser will be on the hill for the Drillers with a record of 1-2, and Kaiser hit a homer the last game he pitched, but won't be hitting today as the Drillers going up against the A's affiliate. San Antonio and Springfield, game 2 of that series at the Wolf. It'll be Rich Rundle for the first place Cardinals, a left-hander with a 1-1 record, and Ryan Fearbend, who was beaten by the Travs, the last win by Arkansas in the opening game of this road trip. Fearbend is 0-2, a left-hander going up for the San Antonio Missions. And we'll keep you updated on those games as we get throughout the broadcast today. For right now, take a look at the Agpro Angels farm report. A look around the Angels minor league system, starting with the big club. The Angels lost for the third straight game. They were swept in a 3-game series by the Chicago White Sox. White Sox yesterday 6-5 over the Angels, and so the loss sent Anaheim to a 12-12 record, half a game in back of first place Texas. And today the Angels send Hector Carrasco to the hill, an 0-1 record, a 5.71 ERA, taking on Barry Zito, who is 1-2, and a 5.93 ERA. Other news out of the Angels system: Chris Butchek was promoted to the majors today, as the Angels have been dealing with some injury problems, and Kevin Gregg has to go into the starting rotation for the Angels, as Kelvin Escobar is going to miss the start with a blister on his finger. And so Butchek goes into the bullpen for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Butchek had been pitching fairly well this year for Salt Lake. He had picked up 2 wins in 4 starts. He did have a 5.19 ERA, mostly because of a trouble with walks. He walked 15 and 17 in the third inning, but allowing only a 2.42 batting average against his AAA. Butchek did make a couple of appearances last year with the Angels, so it will not be his major league debut. And unfortunately, Reggie Willis was sent back down to AAA. He only got in a couple of games as a pinch runner, and did not really make much of an impact with the Angels. Hopefully, Reg will get back up there sometime soon. Down on the farm, AAA Salt Lake split a doubleheader with Tacoma, losing the opening game 4-2 and winning the second game 4-3. Check out Jared Weaver yesterday, picking up the win, picking up a no decision in the opening game. Goes 6 innings, allowing only 1 earned run on 4 hits, 1 walk, and in 6 innings, Weaver struck out 12 batters. And Weaver's making a push here, as the former Arkansas Traveler right-hander has gone 2-1 with a 3.41 ERA and 38 strikeouts and only 5 walks in 29 innings. So watch out for Jared Weaver, as he'll probably get up there soon. Second game was Dallas McPherson solo homer in extra innings, providing the winning run. Single A Rancho Cucamonga with their largest win in franchise history, 17-1 over Lancaster yesterday. Sean Rodriguez was 4 for 5 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. He's batting .387, starting shortstop for the Quakes. Cody Fuller drove in 4 runs with 3 hits and 2 doubles. And Jose Arredondo shut out the Jethawks in 5 2/3 innings, striking out 8. Cedar Rapids yesterday in the Midwest League, a season-high 9 extra base hits. They defeat South Bend by a 10-5 final score. Jordan Rentz led the attack with 2 doubles, a homer, and 2 RBIs. Third baseman Travis Sweeting also goes deep. Stephen Merritt picked up the win, giving up 10 hits in 5 innings, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. That's your Angels Farm Report. Brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products, and in fact, you can sign up for a demo of some of John Deere's best at agprocompanies.com. The Hooks are taking the field here in an overcast evening in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're glad to have you with us. We'll be right back with the starting lineup and the first pitch on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apollo 13. Great films known for their award-winning special effects. To create the magic, Hollywood hires companies like Industrial Light and Magic. Industrial Light and Magic hires imaginative people like Aaron Fowle. Before he was a master of special effects, he was a media communications student at Webster University in St. Louis, where his talent took off. Today, he inspires the imagination at DreamWorks FKG. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success. Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard credit card. Cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, we'll give you 1,000 rewards points, and you'll get a low 2.9% annual percentage rate on qualifying purchases. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is a proud supporter of American auto racing. From the down and dirty action of local dirt tracks all the way to the ultimate thrill of NASCAR, we're dedicated to racing and racing fans. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm definitely not going back to my old razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new. I like this.
I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm no brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Welcome back to Whataburger Field on Air America Little Rock 1380. This is Phil Elson with you for game number 25 of the Texas League season. The Crowns enter at 9-15. They're in third place, 6 games down to the north. Corpus Christi 15-9. They're in first place in the south, half a game in front of Midland. Starting lineup for the Corpus Christi Hooks, AA affiliate of the Astros. Manager is Dave Clark, and the leadoff batter is center fielder Josh Anderson. Batting second at shortstop Ben Zobrist. Hunter Pence bats third. He'll be in right field. Cleaning up is catcher J.R. House. Josh Bonifay, the 5-hitter, is at second base. Jorge Cortez bats sixth. He'll be in left field. The Hooks' designated hitter, 7-hitter, is Derek Nicholson. Batting eighth, third baseman Jared Sandberg, and John Fagan rounds out the starting 9, playing first base. Manager Tyrone Boyka of the Travelers has Dwayne Bacon leading off in center field. Aaron Peel will bat number 2 as fled left. Shortstop Brandon Wood on the 3-hole with cleanup batter Matt Brown playing third base. Mike Elward, designated hitter, batting 5th. Jason Espedo in the 6-hole is the right fielder. Brent Del Chiaro starts today as the catcher, batting 7th. Bobby Wilson out with a sore back. Greg Porter batting 8th at first base, and Eric Rodlin batting 9th, playing second base. Pitcher for the Travelers is Jesse Smith. Smith, 1 win, 1 loss, a 4.50 ERA, was the last Traveler to win a ball game. Josh Miller on the hill for the Hooks. He leads the league with 4 wins and just 1 loss. We're just about underway. First pitch to Bacon from Miller is a strike on the inside corner. 7:10 first pitch today, a little bit late here in Corpus Christi. Miller likes to work quickly. The right-hander deals, and that is at the under the knees, and it is a 1-1 count on Dwayne Bacon. Scoreboard already has it wrong, says 2-0. Plate umpire today, Herschel Krastofsky. A little late on a couple of those calls. Here's the 1-1, and Bacon takes it low, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 81 degrees at first pitch, mostly cloudy skies. In fact, only a couple patches of blue up ahead. Wind is blowing across the outfield right to left at 15 miles an hour. Pitch to Bacon inside of the switch-hitting center fielder, and it is 3-1 from Miller. Bacon got his second day off of the season yesterday after going 1 for 5 with a 3-run homer on Saturday. The 3-1 he'll take all the way, and it is high, ball 4. Well, yesterday's ball game between the Travs and the Hooks featured 16 walks to go along with a couple of hit batters. And so I guess that's the right way to start this game if you're mirroring yesterday. A base on balls from Josh Miller. And it's only the 5th walk he's allowed in 24 innings this year. Control pitcher has given up 25 hits, but no home runs, usually down in the zone. His .338 earned run average, ranking 9th in the Texas League. He'll throw over to first base, and Bacon is back in. Aaron Peel, the batter, just like Bacon, he got a day off yesterday, should be fresh. Good lead. Bacon takes the pitch to Peel, is high and away, and it's 1-0. Here are the rest of the numbers on Miller. 3.38 ERA, a .269 batting average against. Only those 4 walks, well now 5 walks, and 18 strikeouts in 24 innings. At the stretch is Miller. Peel waiting on a 1-0 count. Here it is, and he fouled it off into the first base seat. Miller jammed him with a fastball right on the handle of the bat, and it is 1-1. Josh Miller stands 6'1", 200 pounds, 26 years old, out of Melbourne, Florida. He was a Phillies selection in the 2001 draft, selected in the 32nd round out of North Carolina State. Went 20-16 over the first 5 years of his career, but he's busted out here in the first month of the Texas League season. It's a 1-1 appeal with Bacon running. It's a slider, and it's a strike. The throw is not even going to be a throw. And I think the umpire said that pitch was low, so Peel got away with taking a pretty good slider to knees, but Bacon into second with no throw from House. And base steal number 6 for Bacon, leading the Travs, climbing up the list, tying him with Jordan Zarnicki and Reed Gurecki for third most in the league. RBI opportunity for Peel, a stretch by Miller. And it's a 2-1 pitch, and it's into the dirt, bounces off to the right side. House recovers. Bacon heads into third with no throw. And it'll be a wild pitch. So the Travs have a man at third base with nobody out after a walk, a steal with no throw, and a wild pitch. Things not starting very well for Josh Miller. The walk to Bacon just the 5th he'd allowed this year, and the wild pitch is the first he's thrown all season. The infield plays back, and they will allow a ground ball to bring home the run. Peel has driven in 8 runs this year and had an RBI in his last at-bat Saturday. 3-1 pitch is swung on and slides shallow into left field. Out is the shortstop Zobrist. He's making the call, but he gives way to Cortez. Cortez never came in. It drops in. Here comes Bacon to the plate. He dives and just barely beats a throw from Cortez. And it's 1-0 Arkansas on miscommunication by the shortstop Zobrist and the left fielder Cortez. Peel gets into second base on the throw home. He will be given credit for his RBI single. Zobrist was underneath at a good 30 feet into left field. Cortez was just jogging in, kind of lollygagged after it. Zobrist was waving him off, and at the last second, he gave way as if to say that Cortez told him, I got it, but I don't think Cortez meant that. It fell right in between them, and Bacon scored just ahead of a throw. He was going to tag up. So now it's Brandon Wood of the plate with Peel at second, and Miller takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. So again, credit Peel with an RBI single and a very odd RBI single at that. Gets the second on the throw. 0-1 on Wood, who's won for his last 15. Right-hand batter, and a pitch into the dirt, and House blocked that one, and it's 1-1. So just to recap, over the first two batters of this game, it looks like we're in for another wild one, folks. Hold on to your seats. A walk, a steal, a wild pitch, and a bloop single. Here's the 1-1 to Wood. Swung on, ground ball, foul outside third base. And it's 1-2. Sandberg gave some chase, but stayed away from it. Haven't even given you the fielders yet. Cortez in left field. Josh Anderson, very rangy center fielder. Hunter Pence in right. Pence threw out 2 trabs at second base yesterday. Sandberg, the third baseman. Zobrist playing deep at short. Bonifay up the middle at second base, and Fagan at first. House, the catcher, sets up on the outside corner. It's a 1-2 to Wood. Here it is. And it's high and outside from Josh Miller. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon hitting .278. A team-leading 6 homers, 18 RBIs. He collected a single in the first inning yesterday. Finished 1 for 4 with 2 walks, including a bases-loaded walk. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miller checking Peel. Pitch on the way, and Wood lofts a shallow fly ball to left that falls in for a base hit. Peel will hold at third base. The throw into third base is cut off by Sandberg. And there's trabs at the corners and still nobody out of the first inning. So Wood with a nice piece of hitting went down and got a changeup, and just a soft line drive over the shortstop Zobrist. Nothing too exciting, but Wood is able to move Peel to third. It's already 1-0 Arkansas, and now the cleanup batter Matt Brown has a chance to make it a 2-run lead with nothing more than a fly ball. House, the catcher, walking in front of the plate to signal outside. Brown digging in with the right foot deep in the box, moves out the box a little bit. .337 average, which ranks 7th in the league. 5 homers, 14 RBIs, and Brown taps the bat on the plate. Wood off of first, Peel from third. Fagan will hold Wood on. He's about 4.5 feet off the base, but leaning back. Here's a pitch to Brown, swung on and popped up on the infield. It's going to be an infield fly rule. The first baseman Fagan making the call and the catch. And that'll be out number 1, and Brown unable to bring home Peel. Mike Elward coming up next. Your umpires for today's game: Herschel Kristofsky behind the plate, Troy McClure at third base, and Ralph Wiggum is over at first. If you hadn't heard the news, folks, the umpires rejected the deal that their union heads had tentatively agreed to. They had the vote on Sunday, and the results of the vote were announced today by a 2-1 margin. The minor league umpires rejected the deal, and so back to our replacement umpires for goodness who knows how long. Elward, the batter, DH, 1 away. Miller steps over to third, looks over to first, holds on to the ball. Had no inkling of really throwing it. Elward gave the Travelers their first 2-run lead of the game yesterday, capping the big 7th inning with a 2-run double. Here's a pitch to Elward, and it's a slider, and it's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Elward, .367 batting average, second highest in the league. Jason Perry leading the league with a .426 average. So he is light years ahead of everybody else. Toss over to first base, and Wood is back in. In fact, Midland's Perry, who was with the Rockhounds last year, power-hitting left-hander, is leading all of the minor leagues in batting average, hitting .426 over his first 17 games. Another throw over to first is not in time. Elward tied with the third baseman Brown for the third most amount of hits in the league. 0-1 the count, and Miller comes home. And it's ripped foul down the left field line. A high drive with home run distance, but foul from the get-go. And the count goes to 0-2 on Elward. 2 homers for Mike, 21 RBIs, ranking third in the Texas League, tying him with Corpus Christi's Hunter Pence. And about 15 or 20 seagulls flying low right above the infield. They may be in play. 0-2 to Elward is a high fastball, ball 1. Here at Whataburger Field, we are right on the Deepwater Channel next to the Corpus Christi port. The giant harbor bridge stretching off into the distance past center field. It is 280 feet tall. Throw over to first base, not in time. If you're talking Texas League cities, Corpus Christi wins the award for most seagulls inside the city limits. And they seem to like the ballpark. 1-2 on Elward, the stretch, and there goes Wood for second. The pitch is outside, and House will not throw it again. It was a check swing by Elwood. They want the appeal. He didn't go, and it's 2-2. The steal for Wood, well, that'll be his second on the year. And so the pressure stays on Miller with a 2-2 count, one away, and that'll take away the chance of the twin killing. Infield still plays back, so Elwood could drive a run home with a ground ball. Into the stretch, Miller checks third, and now the pitch to Elwood is flung on and fouled over to third base, and that's Tyrone Boykin in the coach's area. They do not mark the coach's boxes here. Flipping the ball into the third base dugout, and still 2 balls and 2 strikes. To mention, Miller is not an overpowering pitcher. Fastball into the mid-80s. But the folks here in Corpus say he really knows how to pitch. He displays a knack for getting batters out. House wants it on the outside corner, and the pitch is fouled straight back. He was right on that outside corner, so Elwood did everything he could to get out there and try to stay alive, and he was able to flick it back into the screen. On deck is Jason Espedo, the 6-hitter. 1 run is home here in the top of the first. The Travs with an early lead. And usually, at least over the last couple of weeks, the Travs have been fighting back. 2-2 pitch. Elwood swings and misses at a high slider. That was a lazy pitch by Miller. It stayed way up in the zone, and it just seemed to stay a little higher than you're expecting a hanging slider. And Elwood swings underneath it, and he is out number 2.
Right fielder, number 33,
This will bring up Jason Espedo. So you usually don't expect Elwood to strike out. We're in a spot where all he has to do is make contact to probably bring in a run. But he did see a pitch to hit. It just didn't have the action he was looking for. House with a quick visit to the mound for Miller. And now Espedo stands in. Heel and Wood at second and third. Espedo is a left-hand batter facing the righty. And a first pitch on the way. Check swing. It dove under the bat. They appeal to the base umpire. And Troy McClure says he didn't go. McClure not in the best position to make that call. He's on the third base side of the pitcher's mound, about 20 or 30 feet behind the pitcher. And I think Espedo may have gotten away with that. 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, ground ball to first base. Behind the bag, Fagan's got it. He'll take it himself, unassisted, and the Travelers managed just the 1 run on 2 base hits. There were no errors and 2 men left in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the first. The Travs get a run, and here come the Corpus Christi Hooks against Jesse Smith. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A traveler nearing a great city asked an old man seated by the road, "What are the people like in the city?" Well, the man asked, "What were they like where you came from?" The traveler said, "They were horrible, mean, unworthy, detestable in all respects." "Ah," said the old man, "you'll find them the same in the city ahead." Scarcely had the first traveler gone on his way when another stopped to inquire about the people in the city before him. Again, the old man asked about the people in the place the traveler had just left. "They were fine people, honest, industrious, and generous to a fault," declared the second traveler. "I was sorry to leave." The old man responded, "That's exactly how you'll find the people here." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. You know, the way people see others is really just a reflection of themselves.
For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
You are witnessing some intense pain here, folks. Throbbing muscles, swollen joints. This is pure torture. We're talking total body suffering. Not even the internal organs are...
Bob, the game hasn't started yet.
Game? I'm talking about me.
Don't let orthopedic discomfort interrupt your life. Learn to manage it with Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas, the state's leaders in orthopedic medicine. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline at 227-8478 and get back in the game.
Oh, I can feel that hit up here.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Whataburger Field on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. We'd like to welcome the folks from Air America Radio to the Little Rock Market. Welcome. Yesterday it was Little Rock ESPN 1380, but that is gone, never to come back again. And now you'll get some political talk with your minor league baseball. And again, we welcome the new people with the radio station, and thanks for being a part of Arkansas Traveler Baseball in the final season of Ray Winder Field. Phil Elson with you on the broadcast. Jesse Smith is out on the mound for the Arkansas Travelers. Boy, what a difference 10 days made for Jesse Smith. On April the 16th, not those days. It was actually a matter of 5 days. It was a big difference for Jesse Smith. On April the 21st, he had the shortest appearance for a Traveler start of this year, lasting just 1 inning, giving up 6 runs on 4 base hits. The Travelers would come back and win the game in 10 innings, 11-10, taking Smith off the hook. Last time out, Smith had the finest appearance of any Traveler starting pitcher this year, shutting out San Antonio in 7 innings. Limiting the missions to 4 hits, and the Travs got their only win of the series in San Antonio. And what do you know? That's the last win for the Travs overall. 4-game losing streak, and the win, that last Wednesday, was a 2-1 score, lowest scoring game of the season for the Travs. So Smith on the mound for his 6th appearance and 5th start of the year. Josh Anderson will lead things off, left-hand batter, and here's Smith's first delivery. It's a fastball, and it is a strike on the inside corner. Up around the letters, Anderson, Zobrist, and Pence. 1, 2, and 3. Zobrist the switch hitter, Pence on the right side. Anderson hitting .330 on a 6-game hit streak. Brown up at third as Smith rocks back and deals the 0-1, and it's swung on and laced to the gap in left center field. It's a base hit, and it went by Bacon. He went the wrong way. He came in, and it scooped right by him. Anderson trying for a triple. Now the left fielder Peel picks the ball up, and Anderson is third with a stand-up triple. Not only did Dwayne Bacon go in the wrong direction, but then he dropped the ball in the left center field fence. That shot by Anderson was towards left center field. Bacon was sprinting straight in towards center. He didn't read the ball off the bat very well at all. And the ball got by him into the gap by maybe a foot. And I think Dwayne getting a bad look at that fly ball cost him keeping Anderson at first base, because if he cuts it off, there's a good chance Anderson wouldn't have tried for at least second, but it's going to be his first triple of the year. Then Zobrist, now the batter, and Smith's delivery almost hit him on the right shoe. He did jump out of the way, and it's ball 1. Now Bacon with his head down in center field. I think he knew he made a mistake there. A lot of things about center field isn't necessarily what you catch, what you throw out. It's your roots to the ball, what you cut off in the gap. The 1-0 to Zobrist is high and inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Zobrist is a switch hitter batting left-handed. He displayed some sweet moves at shortstop yesterday and went 2 for 6, scoring 2 runs. The infield defense playing back, except Brown at third off the line, about a step behind that third base area. And the 2-0 from Smith is low and in. And now it's a 3-0 count on Zobrist. So the Travelers' 1-0 lead is in jeopardy already. And although Anderson did hit that ball very hard, I don't think he should have had a triple out of that. 3 balls, no strikes. And Smith to the plate with a fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Jesse Smith with a win and 1 loss, a .450 ERA. The triple by Anderson is the 26th hit he's allowed in 20 innings. 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. He has allowed only 1 home run. 3 balls and a strike on Zobrist, 287 hitter, and he takes a fastball inside, and there's men to the corners and nobody out. Neither starting pitcher has begun the game all that strong, as Josh Miller of the Hook walked the leadoff batter that he faced and threw his first wild pitch of the season after failing to hold Bacon on. Gave up a bloop single and then another single, but was able to get out of that half inning with only 1 run scored. Now let's see if Smith can possibly get a double play and keep this either at a 1-run Traveler lead or keep it tied going into the second. Hunter Pence standing in. He was the fielding star yesterday's game with 2 outfield assists, both at second. Big right-hand batter hovering over the plate. Smith from the stretch. Jesse throws it outside for a ball, and now the plate umpire says it's a strike. 0-1 on Pence. As I've said, I think the last few days, and it's worth repeating, these umpires here in Corpus Christi have done a decent job. Some of the other replacements across the league, not so well. But one thing that every one of the umpires shares is an inability to call a strike right after the pitch hits the catcher's mitt. They wait a good 2 seconds. The 0-1 is slide high, slicing away from the right fielder Espedo to the foul line. He's going to go into foul territory and make the catch. Tagging from third, Anderson gets home, and over to second base goes Zobrist, tagging from first. Ball hit pretty deep into right field. It's only 3:15 for the right field corner, and Espedo had to deal with the wind blowing the ball that was destined to go into the seat foul back in the field of play. So he made a nice job getting over there behind where the fence juts in, where the stands jut in towards first base. As he caught that ball, both the runners tagged, so Anderson comes home to tie the game. Pence credited with his 22nd run batted in, but now the go-ahead run at second for the Hook. Jared House, the batter. He's the catcher today for Corpus Christi. Right-hand hitter, hitting .361 with 3 homers and 17 RBIs. And Smith looks at Zobrist at second and comes home with a slider, low and away, 1 ball, no strikes. So the 1-run lead erased at the snap of your fingers. It has been a tough time for the Travs to keep a hold of any lead that they have taken. Doesn't matter if it's early in the game or late. Rodlin backs away from second. Zobrist takes an extra step. The pitch is grounded to third and scooped up by Brown, moving to his left. He pirouettes and sidearms the Porter at first base for the out, and that's the out. That'll retire House, keeping Zobrist at second. 2 gone. Bringing up Josh Bonifay. Fielders behind Smith. Aaron Peel in left, Wayne Bacon in center, and Jason Esposito in right. Nice play by Brown there at third base. Brandon Wood at short, Eric Rodlin at second, and Greg Porter at first. Today's catcher, Brent Del Chiaro. Bobby Wilson missing action for the second time in 3 games. Just a sore back, nothing to get too excited about. He did take batting practice today and should be available to play tomorrow. And in fact, Bobby Wilson is available for pinch hitting duties if needed. Bonifay, the batter, on a 4-game hit streak, has driven in 7 during that time. Here's a pitch from Smith. Swing and a miss. Bonifay very late on the fastball, and the count is 0-1. Bonifay, just as J.R. House, who batted in front of him, and just as Jorge Cortez, who's now on deck, originally from the Pirates organization, where his father, Cam, spent years as the general manager. Cam no longer working for baseball teams. I believe he is an agent now, works based out of Atlanta. Smith will step off the rubber. So Josh Bonifay was the star of the game yesterday. Not only did he hit his 6th home run of the year, but he also finished with 3 RBIs, including the game-tying single in the 10th inning past the drawn-up infield. Time called, and Bonifay will back out of the box. Bonifay is a veteran, been around a while, 27 years old. He is one of 3 Corpus Christi players that are infielders that are 27 or older. And they got a bit of an old team to be a double-A. So no 1 count. Smith, the glance at second. Now the pitch is a fastball, tipped foul, held on by Del Chiaro. Strike 2. Nice movement on the fastball by Jesse Smith, who can get the fastball mostly in the upper 80s. He'll touch 90 on occasion. Curve, change up, and Jesse Smith might have the best mechanics of any of the Arkansas Travelers pitchers this year. Nice, smooth, clean mechanics. Looks like a pitcher. Into the stretch, Smith with an 0-2 count, and the delivery is reached out and hit high in the air to deep right field. Esposito going back with room, and right in front of the track, he'll make the catch. For Bonifay, he had his body going in the wrong direction, and somehow, even with a flick of the wrist, he hit the ball pretty solidly. But Esposito able to bring it in and end the first inning. The Hooks gather 1 run on 1 hit, 1 man left, and it's a 1-1 score going into the top of the second on Air America Little Rock 1380 KD.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in Central, North Central, and Northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Very interesting first inning for both teams. The Travs manage a run on a walk, a steal, a wild pitch, and a bloop single. The Hooks manage a triple and a sacrifice fly. So it's a 1-1 score. Heading into the top of inning number 2 with Brent Del Chiaro leading off for the Travs versus Josh Miller. And the right-hander will wind up, deliver. And Del fouls it at the plate, and it is strike 1. Bottom 3 hitters of the order. Del Chiaro, who is 3 for 20 with 1 homer and 1 RBI, followed by Porter. Porter was the top hitter for the Travs yesterday with his first 3-hit game. And Eric Rodlin batting in the 9th spot, hitting third this inning. Delivery from Miller is a slider, low and away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned Miller was a 32nd round pick of the Phillies. Back in the 2001 draft, he rose quickly up to Double-A in his 3rd year. At that time, he was a reliever. Pitch fouled back by Del Chiaro, 1-2. In fact, he never made a start until the tail end of the 2003 season with the Reading Phillies. Was dropped by the Phillies just before the opening game of 2004. Here's a 1-2 to Del, and it's reached out, tapped slowly to the first baseman. Fagan picks it up right in front of the base. He steps behind himself, and he gets his second unassisted put out of the game. 1 away, bringing the traveling first baseman Greg Porter up. Rodlin for the on-deck circle. Miller spent 2 years with independent teams, New Jersey Jackals in 2004, Bridgeport Bluefish in 2005. He went 7-6 with Bridgeport last year in a 3.88 ERA. Astros signed him late in the year. He made 3 appearances with the Hooks down to the pen. Miller to Porter, low and in, 1 ball, no strike. Porter launched a mammoth home run at dead center yesterday. It was his 2nd of the year. Here's a fastball from Miller over the inside corner, 1-1. Should have been the 2nd homer of the trip for Porter, but wind stole a home run from him at Cavernous Wolf Stadium in San Antonio last week. Miller delivers. Strike 2, low inside corner. 1-2 on Porter, whose average is up to 210 now. Miller kicks. Here's the pitch. And it is inside, turning Porter away. You see where Miller is pitching Porter. Everything has been either inside or right on the inside corner. So Miller seems to be sort of a craftsman on the mound. 2-2 pitch to Porter. And it's inside again. Another close one, but I think Porter got the right eye on it. Count goes full. Porter not really one to walk. He's a very aggressive batter. Just 4 walks this year. 20 strikeouts. The 3-2 swung on, fouled off over the third base seat. And that time Miller was not coming inside. He was aiming for the knees right down the part of the plate. 1 away and the base is empty. Top of the 2nd inning, a tie game, 1-1 score. Travs and Corpus. 3-2 to Porter is fouled at the plate. And he tried for the low inside corner. Miller, in fact, spent his 2nd season as a professional, as a closer in Clearwater, Florida. 3-2 pitch, swung on, jammed him. High fly ball on his shallow left. Cortez drifting to the line. And Cortez makes the catch 20 feet inside the line. 2 outs. This will bring Eric Rodlin up. Miller doesn't seem to be much of a closer. I mean, you think of closer, you think power pitching. You think a lot of strikeouts, hard fastballs, or one specialty pitch that seems to be the hammer. Miller averaging about only 4 strikeouts per game in his career. Delivery to Rodlin is low, 1 ball, no strikes. Rodlin on a 4-game hit streak, left-hand hitter. The 1-0 is at the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodlin hitting .328 with a team high on base percentage at .425. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Eric, and it's into the dirt, ball 2. 2-1 on Rodlin with 2 outs and the base is empty. Miller has retired 5 in a row after allowing the first 3 Travs to reach base in the first inning. 2 balls and a strike. The middle infielders are a step into the outfield. And here's the pitch from Miller. Rodlin will take a fastball inside. And it's 3-1. Miller throwing a lot of pitches here in the early going. 25 pitches in the first. And he's up around 20 pitches here in the second. The 3-1, swinging a ground ball to the hole at second, not very hard. Bonifay ranges into the hole and flips over to first. And Rodlin is retired. The Travs go down in order in the second, sending us to the bottom of inning number 2. And it's a tie score. Travs 1, Hooks 1 on Air America Little Rock 1380.
The romance begins at Cupid. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donaghy Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman in Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's a 1-1 score heading into the bottom of the second inning here in Corpus Christi. Today, weather much different than last night. Yesterday, it was a perfectly sunny sky, not a single cloud up there. We were in the mid-80s most of the afternoon, and then a little bit of a different pattern of weather comes in, much more sticky air today. Humidity's at 74%. Yesterday, humidity was only at 30. A lot of clouds coming in from the Corpus Christi Bay. No chance of thunderstorms, but it's not as pretty as the day as we had yesterday. Still a nice night for baseball. It usually is here in Corpus Christi at this spectacular ballpark, Whataburger Field, in its second year of existence. Well, very festive atmosphere. Not just today, because the carnival going past right field, but just about every day. Jorge Cortez standing into the batter's box, left-hander, leading off. And here is Jesse Smith's first pitch inside to Cortez, and it's 1-0. Cortez batting in the 6th spot is followed by Derek Nicholson and Jared Sandberg. Cortez hits 197. The 1-0 pitch is lined in the left field towards the gap, but Peel is out there making the run and grab. And Cortez is out number 1 after driving in the winning run in yesterday's game. Cortez had 2 base hits yesterday. Neither of them was hit all that hard. A ground ball to shortstop, and he beat the throw to first. And a ground ball to second that slipped off Eric Roblin's glove. But hey, you know, base hits aren't about how hard you hit them. Sometimes it's just about where you hit them. Here's Nicholson, the DH, left-hand batter, hitting .233. Smith delivers, and a swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right past Nicholson. Nicholson put his best home run swing on it and comes up empty. Tough for left-hand batters to hit a home run at this park, even though it's only 315 feet from home plate to the right field corner and 360 to dead right field. You got a stiff wind always coming over the right field fence. Smith 0-1, and it's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice fastball trying to back Nicholson off. 400 feet to center field, and that is where Greg Porter's homer went over yesterday, a good 30 or 40 feet above the fence. Deepest part in this park, 407, just to the right of center field. The 1-1 swung on, grounded to the hole. At second, Rodlin is there, waits for Porter to get back to the base, and the throw is still in time to record the second out of the inning. Jesse Smith has now set down 5 in a row. Started it with a little bit of a hiccup, gave up a triple, the first batter he faced, then a walk, but then got the sac fly, which tied the game at 1. 4 rather routine outs ever since. Jared Sandberg now standing in, no out, nobody on, 2 outs. Sandberg, the 8-hitter, is hitting .190 with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Right-hand hitter, and you notice that last name, Jared Sandberg, is the nephew of Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg. Wind up by Jesse Smith, a pitch on the way, and it's a slow curveball, fouled straight back. Sandberg got a good swing, but he was in front. Count is 0-1. Jared Sandberg is a big boy, 6'3". He weighs 225 pounds. He's the heaviest of any position player next to Nicholson, who pushes 230. Stands fairly close to the plate. Here's Smith's 0-1 pitch. Lined right back past Smith's right ear and into center for a base hit. And Sandberg with a 2-out single brings up John Fagan. I tell you, folks, Jesse Smith has been in some dangerous situations this year with comebackers. He's been hit 2 previous times by line drives or hard ground balls. He's been hit on the hand. He's been hit on the foot. And that one just whizzed right by his left ear. So Jesse certainly heard that base hit from Jared Sandberg. It's the second base hit for Corpus Christi, bringing up John Fagan, the number 9 batter who we did not see yesterday. He was the only Corpus Christi position player not to see action. And Dave Clark, his manager, mentioned that he was thinking about bringing him in as a pitcher later on if we went into any further extra innings. First delivery to Fagan is a little off the outside corner, ball 1. Fagan hitting .255 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. He's 1 for his last 13. Score tied 1-1, bottom 2. Sandberg with a 2-out single is taking a very short lead, only about 3 steps off the base. And here's the stretch. Smith's 1-0 is fouled straight back, and Fagan got a nice cut at it. 1 ball, 1 strike on John Fagan. I mentioned he played for Corpus Christi last year. Coming up, after playing 37 games with Salem, he batted .254 with the Hooks in 68 games, 3 homers, 15 RBI. Smith, a glance over at first base. Sandberg still that same 3-step lead. At the belt is Jesse. Now the kick, and the 1-1 is low and away. Del Chiaro fires the first, but it is not in time. Head first dive by Sandberg, and Greg Porter almost tripped as he backed up over him. And it's a 2-1 count on Fagan. Jesse Smith did not pick up a win until his 5th appearance of the year. And Travelers' starting pitchers have managed only 3 wins this season. 3 wins out of the 24 games the team has played. Not a very good ratio. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs in the second. Smith kicks, and the pitch to Fagan is low and away. Went to the curveball, and it's a 3-1 count. You got the dangerous Josh Anderson on deck, who has already extended a hit streak to 7 games with a first-inning triple. Fagan digs in with a right foot, slight open stance, tall in the box. He's choking up by about an inch. And Smith's 3-1 is inside at the shoulders. And that is his second walk out of the 9 men he's faced. And it sets up a man with Anderson batting. Anderson with an RBI single yesterday, a triple and a run scored on the first inning tonight. And he comes to the plate with a chance to give Corpus Christi a second inning lead. Anderson, a contact hitter. In a spot like this, you're looking for just solid contact. Brown will play off the line, butt in about a step. Other infielders are back. Out to the lead. Decent lead. Here's a pitch. And it's hit right back up the middle. Wood can't get to it. It's into center field. And they send Sandberg around third. Bacon throwing to second base instead. He will not get the out on Fagan. Anderson is given the Hooks a 2-1 lead with an RBI single. So Anderson in 2 innings has tripled, singled, scored a run, and driven in a run. And a bit of a 2-out rally here by the Corpus Christi Hooks. Brandon Wood did not dive for the ball, and I'm not sure that if he dove or not, it would have made a difference. It was hit pretty hard by Anderson, right between Smith's legs.
Number 12, Zobrist.
So the Travs had a 1-0 lead, and an inning and 2/3 later, that lead has turned into a 1-run deficit. Ben Zobrist stepping in. Zobrist walked on 5 pitches last inning. Switch hitter batting left-handed. First and second, still 2 outs. And Smith comes home with a pitch. It is very high, 1-0. 10 batters faced by Smith. 3 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. He did record 5 consecutive outs. The 1-0 on the way to Zobrist, and that is a strike at the knees, and it's 1-1. So these teams played a lot of back-and-forth baseball yesterday once the bullpens got involved, right around the 7th inning. They are en route to more back-and-forth baseball today. A 1-1 pitch to Zobrist, a fastball, missing the inside corner, and it is 2-1. Fagan and Anderson take their leads, nobody holding them. Fagan is free to take a rather large lead, even though he has virtually not much speed. The 2-1 pitch, Zobrist takes in the dirt, ball 3. So Smith has only thrown 2 strikes out of the last 3 batters he's faced. He's in danger of loading the bases for the 3-hitter Pence. Here's the pitch to Zobrist. He swings and hits a high drive to deep right center. And that's going to get over the head of Jason Espedo and roll all the way to the fence. It'll clear the bases. Fagan is home. Anderson around third to score. Zobrist heading for third with a triple. 3-run rally for the Corpus Christi Hooks after 2 outs were recorded and nobody was on. It's the second triple of the game for Corpus Christi, and they've pulled out to a 4-1 lead. Ken Patterson emerges from the Arkansas dugout, and it's becoming a broken record. We are starting to see Patterson much earlier in ball games than we did over the first 2 weeks of the season. Patterson had to come out in the first inning yesterday when the Hooks were busy batting around against Chris Hunter and scoring 3 runs. And now out of the first 11 men that Jesse Smith has faced, he's given up 4 runs on 4 base hits, 2 triples, 2 walks. And this game is in danger of getting out of hand. Although, with the history the Travelers have shown this year of the ability to come back in the middle and the late part of ball games, it doesn't seem that any deficit is out of reach for the Traveler offense. But why continue to ask your teammates to come back by 3, 4, 5, even 6 runs, or 8 runs, which has been done once this year, time and time again? Here's Hunter Pence, man at third, 2 outs. Delivery to Pence is a strike on the outside corner. Pence tied the game in the first inning with a sac fly to right field. It was his 22nd run batted in, which ties him with Corpus Christi's Josh Boniface, second most in the Texas League. Zobrist off of third. Smith from the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Curve off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Such an exasperating run of games for the Travs recently. And, I mean, it has been the exact same kind of game day after day. 1-1 pitch to Pence, swing and a miss. Waited for the slider, but it dove away from the bat just in the nick of time. 1-2. Jesse has shown that he can give big innings when necessary. His last time out, he had to go 6 or 7 innings because the Travs had virtually no available relievers. The 1-2 pitch to Pence is fouled in the air over first base, and into the seats it goes. Still 1-2. The Traveler bullpen probably a little tired today. Travs starters Saturday and Sunday combining for a total of 6 innings out of 19 innings that were played. Actually, it was 21 innings that were played, so the bullpen had to work quite a bit. Smith has to go about 5-6 today. A 1-2 to Pence. Swinging a ground ball past the mound. Wood has a chance in back a second. It flips the first quickly to retire the side, and the second inning comes to a close. But the Hooks rally with 2 outs and nobody on to score. 3 runs on 3 base hits. There is a man left at third. And we'll go into the top of the 3rd inning. The Hooks are now in front by a score of 4-1 over your Travelers. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Experience the acclaimed Bose Wave music system. It's elegantly small with sound that brings new life to music. Or sounds like a system that costs 5 times more. David Novak, the Gadget Guy, adds, it can easily replace whatever component system you currently have. And now it's available with an optional multi-CD changer for hours of uninterrupted music. Call 1-800-611-1617 to order the Wave Music System today. Better yet, order it with the new easy-to-use multi-CD changer. An excitement guarantee gives you 30 days to try them together risk-free. Be sure to ask about the Bose payment plan that lets you make low monthly payments using your own major credit card with no interest charges from Bose. Order by February 28th and receive your choice of a free gift set featuring a full-color 200-page cookbook and inspiring music CD. The Wave Music System and multi-CD changer from Bose, the most respected name in sound. Call 1-800-611-1617. That's 1-800-611-1617.
Claude Markham on working in the United States Navy.
I'm an aviation ordnanceman, second class. It's an indescribable feeling being up on the flight deck and just being next to them, pulling the pin from the weapon launcher before they take off. It's a big rush inside, and not many people my age can do the job that I do out in the outside at such a young age.
Most jobs reveal what you do. Ours reveal who you are. To learn more, check out Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy. Accelerate your life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
2 innings in the books. 2 unfriendly innings for the Arkansas Travelers. They are trailing now 4-1 in the top of the third. We'll go to the top of the Arkansas order. Wayne Bacon, followed by Aaron Peel and Brandon Wood against Josh Miller. Hey, Trap fans, we're back in town on Thursday to kick off a 7-game homestand. 3 against San Antonio, Thursday through Saturday. That includes the Shell Discount Family Weekend. Tickets available right now at a Little Rock area Shell station. Those coupons get you in for $3 a piece Friday and Saturday night. First pitch to Bacon is a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1 to the Travelers center fielder. Bacon scored in the first inning after reaching on a walk, stealing second, going to third on a wild pitch, came home on an Aaron Peel bloop. Pitch is ripped into right field between first and second, and Dwayne Bacon with a leadoff single has stopped Miller's streak of 6 consecutive men retired to bring up Peel. Friday, not only the Shell Discount Family Weekend, but you get a high five. It will be Cinco de Mayo. You will get a Jacksonville Jaguars bobblehead doll if you're one of the first 500 paid kids, 14 and under, to get into the ballpark. And then kids run the bases after the game, courtesy of Gator Park. Toss over to first base. Bacon is back in there. Just barely got the right hand in under the tag of Fagan. Miller displaying a very quick move to first. 4-1 Hawks. Top of the third. Peel the batter. He had the bloop single in the first inning on a pop-up that Zobrist and Cortez miscommunicated on. Bacon runs with a pitch. It is a strike. The throw to second is not in time, and Bacon has stolen 2 bases today, and we're only in the third. He collided rather awkwardly with the shortstop Zobrist. Bacon did go feet first into the bag, but as he tried to pop up, his shoulder kind of nudged right into the shortstop. But Bacon does get up. He's okay. The count is 0-1 on Peel, and now Bacon with 7 steals on the season, starting to creep up that list. Now he ranks third in the league all by himself. Nobody out. Big run there at second for Peel. The count is 0-1, and Miller throws a slider low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saturday, May the 6th, you can get those discount tickets at a Shell station and post-game fireworks. First fireworks display this year at Ray Winder Field. A ball and a strike on Peel. He's driven in 9 on the season. Bacon running to third. The pitch is a strike. The throw is dropped by the third baseman Sandberg. It rolls to the left and dies in the warning track, but Bacon will hold at third base. And that should be his third steal. The throw may have beaten Bacon to third base, but he was sliding outside the tag of Sandberg, and it looked like Sandberg didn't catch the ball cleanly anyway. It will be a steal for Bacon, so 3 steals for Dwayne in 3 innings. That's something that the Travelers have sorely missed, is Bacon taking off, and now he's tied with Mike McCoy for the second most steals in the league. Hooks bring the infield up a little. The 1-2 to Peel. Check swing, he went through, strike 3. Plate umpire's going to peel it. And the first base umpire, Wiggum, says he went around. And you could tell from here, I don't know. Krasovsky probably could have made that call himself. But Peel unable to make contact. Bad time for the strikeout. Second strikeout for Miller. Miller now with 20 strikeouts on the season in 26 1/3 innings. Brandon Wood up at the plate, and again, the infield is in. Not quite on the grass. They're a step behind. And the pitch from Miller. Swing and a tip held on by the catcher House. 0-1. Wood was 1 for his last 15 until lining a single over shortstop in the first inning. He then stole second base with Strandon. The 0-1 to Wood is a fastball and a strike called at the knees. It's 0-2. So Miller has thrown nothing but strikes since Bacon's single and the subsequent 2 steals. Pitch to Wood. Swing and a pop-up on the infield. It goes to shallow center. Tough play to shortstop. Zobrist is playing in, but he gets underneath it 5 feet out there and makes the catch. An inability to bring in a runner from third base with less than, well, not even less than 2 outs. Nobody out. Heel strikes out. Wood falls in the hole 0-2 and pops out. And here comes Matt Brown. Brown had almost the same situation in the first inning. He had second and third and nobody out. He popped up to the first baseman. And Miller is pitching pretty well with men on base today. The Travs had second and third and nobody out in the first inning. Didn't score any of them. They may have the same situation here in the third. But Miller starts with Brown, a slider outside, 1-0. Brown, 14 RBIs. Looking to get the Travs within 2 runs. They trail by 3 in the top of the third inning. The infield now goes very deep. Outfield straight away for the right-hand Brown. Delivery ripped fair inside the third base line that goes down the outfield line. It scores Bacon. Left fielder Cortez picks up the ball on the fence, and Brown coasting at a second with a stand-up double. So an RBI double for Brown has cut the lead for Corpus Christi to 4-2. Double number 9 and RBI number 15 for Brown. So Bacon has scored both Traveler runs. Here comes Mike Elward, represented the tying run. Each team now with 4 base hits. Travs have also stolen a season-high 4 bases. I mean, the Travelers came into this game with 13 steals on the year, and they've swiped 4 in not even yet 3 innings. Elward struck out in the first. Here's a pitch from Miller, and it's an off-speed delivery on the outside corner. 0-1 on Elward. Miller had allowed only 3 runs in the last 2 starts combined, covering 13 innings. Wins against Frisco and Springfield. Count 0-1. Delivery to Elward is another slider, and it's called for strike 2 on the outside corner. 0-2 on Elward. Travs are usually a very aggressive ball club at the plate. Falling behind in the hole, 0-2 twice in this inning. Stretch in the pitch. Elward swings and misses a high fastball, and the third inning is over. Arkansas manages 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors, and 1 man left. So they do answer with the 1, so it's 4-2 Corpus heading into the bottom of the third on Little Rock, ESPN 1380.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time.
Most Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Black Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at this supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh?
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Coming into the bottom of the third inning, Trav's now down by 2 runs. 4-2 is the score. Corpus Christi has scored in each of the first 2 trips to the plate. 1 in the first, 3 in the second. J.R. House leads off the third for the Hooks. Right-hand batter grounded out in the first inning, 5-3. Jesse Smith from the windup. And here's the right-hander's pitch. Big curveball hung in the strike zone, but House was frozen, 0-1. House, Bonifay, and Cortez in the third. The Pirate connection. And here's Smith's 0-1. Swung on, ground ball to Wood at short. He'll move into the hole, scoop it up, and throw over to Porter, who stretches towards right field and keeps his foot on the base. And House is out number 1. He's 0 for 2. And this will bring up Bonifay. Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. The San Antonio Missions leading Springfield 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Ryan Fearbend has not allowed a hit for the Cardinals over 4 innings. Tulsa, a 1-0 lead over Midland, the first-place Drillers. Swept a doubleheader yesterday from Frisco, and they're starting a series against the Rockhounds tonight. Bonifay standing in, right-handed batter, fly to right field in the first. No one on, 1 away. Smith tries the curveball and didn't get much break on it. Stayed high, and it's 1-0. Bonifay with 6 homers to lead the Hooks. 22 RBIs, tied him with Pence for the team lead. The 1-0 comes, and it's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike from Smith to Bonifay. Lights are up here in Corpus Christi at the ballpark at Whataburger Field, and the Carnival with all the Carnival rides past the right field corner. The 1-1 on the way. Slider, ball 2, missing low and outside. Our other game in the league, Wichita hosting Frisco to start off that series at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, 0-0 in the second inning. 2 balls and a strike on Bonifay. Smith kicks, rears back. Bonifay takes the curve low, and now it's 3-1. The Harbor Bridge lights have just been turned on. We've got those red flickering lights at the top to alert helicopters and airplanes. The 3-1 on the way to Bonifay. Swung on, popped up, first base seat. Wind trying to blow it back over the dugout, but it's going to get into the second row instead. 2-2 on Bonifay. The Carnival past right field is not an everyday thing, but the city of Corpus Christi sets it up all week long. Yesterday was the first day of the Carnival, and aren't we lucky? Some of the guys after the day game yesterday had a chance to walk by it, but a lot of the guys decided to go to the nearby arena for a music concert, a country music concert. I don't know the guy's name. 3-2 on Bonifay. Pitch on the way from Smith. Swung on, popped out of play again. The wind won't keep that inside the ballpark. That's into the parking lot, and it's still a full count. It'll cool down considerably as we get into the middle innings. Lights come up at the ballpark, take their full effect now. Smith again, another 3-2. Bonifay, a check swing, foul ball. He didn't mean to hit it. A fastball by Smith riding up on the right-hand hitter, and Bonifay was unable to keep the bat out of the way. 4-2, the Hooks leading in the bottom of the fourth. Corpus Christi has won 3 straight, but that has not made much room between them and second-place Midland. Midland's also won 3 straight, staying a half game out. Another payoff pitch. Line drive, foul the other way. And it is out of play into the seats with 10 or 15 rows up there. 3 consecutive fouls have turned into 4 by Josh Bonifay. And he only saw 3 pitches in the first inning before flying out to right field. Nobody on base. Smith looking for the sign from Del Chiaro. See what they come with. He sets up on the inside corner. Here it is. A slider low and away. Ball 4. Not a bad pitch. Bonifay had swung it the last 4, and so Smith tried to get him to chase one, but Bonifay instead takes his 11th walk on the year. And for Jesse Smith, it's his 3rd walk of the game, which is a new season high for him. Jesse had walked only 4 of the first 89 batters that he had faced. But facing 14 batters today, he's walked 3. Here's Cortez. Left-hand batter slide to left field in the 2nd inning. And at first is Bonifay, short lead. He's leaning back into first. Here's a pitch. High changeup, 1-0 on Cortez. Cortez has hit no home runs this year. He's driven in 6. The average has fallen to 194. Native of Colombia. Cortez holds the bat very high, and Smith throws the first once again, and Bonifay walks over there, and he's safe. Cortez born in Barranquilla, Colombia. Hope I said that right. The Corpus Christi broadcaster, Matt Hicks, he's the champion of rolling your R's. He spent 7 years as the El Paso Diablos broadcaster. And I don't know anyone else who knows how to roll his R's like Matt does. Not me. Barranquilla, I think that's the name of the town. Smith gets a long look at the sign, and now comes set. Left-hander Cortez waits, and Jesse steps off. They slowed the game down here considerably. After allowing the 1-out walk, he's been very careful with Cortez. He's thrown just 1 pitch over, I think, about 3 minutes. Another long look for the sign, and he takes a glance at first base. Bonifay leads off. The pitch is grounded hard to the hole at short. Backhand by Wood. Flips over to Rodlin for the out at second. Relay to first is in time. Rack him up for a spectacular 6-4-3 double play. Wood and Rodlin with a very tough turn. That'll get Smith out of the 3rd inning. No runs for the Hooks in the 3rd. No hits. And nobody left. And after 3 innings, Corpus Christi leads the Travs by a 4-2 score. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Reward. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Stone Links Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Link features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green speeds around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Links has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelinks.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Links.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
3 frames in the books. We go to the top of the 4th. The Arkansas Travelers trailing 4-2 with Jason Espino leading off against Josh Miller. Bill Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380. Delivery to Espino, and he'll foul it off his foot. Strike 1. Here are the totals. For the Travelers, it's 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, stranding 3. And for the Corpus Christi Hooks, it's 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Espino will take a fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Traveler right fielder. Espino is 0 for 1 with a ground down in the first inning and left 2 men aboard. Miller was about to wind up, but he instead steps off the rubber midway through his windup. That was an awkward-looking move. And now Espino steps back in with that open stance. Waits for the pitch, and here it is, a 1-1. High and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Espino. Jason ended the game hitting .247, 3 homers, 8 RBIs, and on an 8-game hit streak. Pitch on the way. Into the dirt. 3-1. Speedo raising that average from about 190 during that streak to 247. He's one of the veterans that Cy Boykin is counting on to start to take over and lead the team. 3-1 pitch, swung on, hard ground ball, base hit into right field. And even with the hook putting Bonifay, the second baseman, into the hole, Speedo still drives it right between Fagan and Bonifay for his first hit of the game. A leadoff single. Krabs has gotten Bacon on base in the first and the third and scored him each time. Brent Del Chiaro will step in for the Travelers. He grounded out in the second inning. Speedo will take a short lead. He is 2 for 5 in stolen base attempts. The Travs today are 4 for 4 stealing bases. Pitch to Dell. Check swing. It's tailed inside. They want the appeal. Ralph Wiggum says he wins. 0-1. Del Chiaro 3 for 21 this year. They look for the double play. Quick throw to first by Miller is not in time. It is obvious the Travs want to run on the hooks today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Del Chiaro, a foul ball at the plate. He swung at a pitch that was inside. It is 0-2. Corpus Christi, though they pitch well, they hit very well. Not a team that is known for its fielding prowess. Corpus Christi's fielding percentage worst in the league. They've committed 34 errors, tops in the league. Runner going, pitches low, throw to second, and is in time. As Speedo didn't get the great break that he was looking for, and he is caught stealing. It goes 2-4. And Del Chiaro, yes, that pitch was a strike. He's walking away from the umpire, Kristofsky, and looking over his shoulder, shouting back at him. Kristofsky never let anybody know whether the pitch was a ball or a strike. He's got no problem with his strike zone. The home plate umpire is doing a nice job calling balls and strikes, but call them a little quicker and let people know what you're doing. So a strike him out, throw him out instead. And now it's Greg Porter fouling a pitch over the third base seats, and it's 0-1. You've heard me complain about the plate umpires not letting us know what the balls and strikes are. It's not just broadcasters. It's the players. It's the managers. It's everybody at the park. Porter swings a chopper to first, played by Fagan on the second bounce. So underhand flip to Miller at first to record the final out, and the Travs are done in the fourth inning. Got the leadoff single, but a double play and a ground out finish that. No runs, one hit, nobody left. Into the bottom of the fourth we go, and it's Corpus Christi 4 and the Travelers 2 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at ascu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
North Little Rock.
Traveler baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 moves into the bottom of the fourth inning. Corpus Christi with the lead by 2 runs, 4-2. Jesse Smith returns to the mound after pitching his first scoreless inning of the night. Pitching the 3 batters in the third inning, walking 1, but getting a double play. Each team turns a double play in each of the last 2 half innings. A couple of different style double plays, a strike them out, throw them out by the hook. And the Crabs combination of Brandon Wood and Eric Rodlin turned a sweet double play on a hard grounder to the hole at short. Derek Nicholson begins the fourth inning for Corpus Christi, and we'll be looking at the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard for the major leagues. Only one final is in. But here is the first pitch to Nicholson. Smith with a fastball just off the shoe top inside 1-0. Nicholson, Sandberg, and Fagan in the fourth. Derek Nicholson is 1 for 5 in the series after a ground out of the second inning. Left-hand batter. Here's the 1-0 from Smith. Swung on late, fouled back to upper deck, known as the luxury suite. And it is a 1-1 count. That final is out of Atlanta where the Braves win over Colorado 2-0. Here's a 1-1 on the way from Smith. Swung on, popped up, left side, foul territory. Brown in back of the third base bag. On the warning track with room, he makes the catch about 5 feet from the fans. And that is out number 1 for Jesse Smith. Tim Hudson, it looks like he threw a one-hitter for Atlanta. Going to 2-2 on the season. Jason Jennings takes a hard luck loss for Colorado. Hudson, the complete game, 1-hit shutout. Walked 3, struck out 5 in a game that lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes. Bruce McCann finished 2 for 3, and Edgar Rennery a couple of hits for the Bravos. Batter is Sandberg. He singled and scored in the second. And Smith from the windup comes with the curve, and it's hit hard down the third base line. Brown dives for it. It ticked off his glove. Peel picks it up close to the line, and Sandberg will hold at first base. It'll be his second base hit of the evening. End of the game hitting 190, and here he is 2 for 2. Nice try by Brown. He had full extension close to the foul line. And the ball just kicked off looked like the pinky of his glove for Corpus Christi's 5th base hit. Now standing in is John Fagan. Fagan got a walk and a run in the second, right-hand batter. And Smith looking for a double play to get out of the inning. 2 games in progress in both leagues. Florida trailing Philadelphia 7-5. Marlins had a 5-1 lead, and that game's in the 8th now. Delivery to Fagan. Change up, swing and a miss, 0-1. Pat Burrell is homer for the Phils. Dan Ugla for Florida. Cincinnati hosting St. Louis. 6-1 the Reds leading at the bottom of the 8th in a battle for supremacy, at least here in May, in the National League Central, which has proven to be quite a good division this year. All except for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who currently trail the Cubs 1-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Sean Marshall, 1-hit ball through 5. Foul ball by Fagan over the roof, 0-2. Houston and Milwaukee, 1-1 score, bottom 5. Carlos Lee, a homer for the Brewers, his 11th. Carlos Delgado hit his 10th home run for the Mets. And the Washington Nationals are tied at New York, 1-1 in the top of the 8th. Here it's 4-2 Corpus Christi, bottom 4, Hooks batting. Fagan stands in with an 0-2 count. Sandberg from first with a short lead. Rodlin and Wood communicating as to who covers. Smith sets at the belt. And the right-hander pauses, now deals a fastball inside. Ball 1, 1-2. In the American League, no finals yet. Big game at Boston with the return of Johnny Damon and the New York Yankees. I understand that Damon was booed a little bit when he first had his appearance at Fenway Park, but gave way to some grudging applause. I would have a hard time believing that Red Sox fans would automatically just boo their favorite player from the World Championship team, even though he's wearing the hated pinstripes now. The pitch to Fagan, fly deep center field. Going back is Bacon to make the catch, and that'll be out number 2. Sandberg halfway to second, goes back to first. And Bacon did a nice job not over-exaggerating on the ball. It was hit well, but not quite to the warning track. Sort of a low-lying line drive that Bacon just kind of froze, waited for it to come to him, took a couple of steps back, and made the grab. 2 outs, bringing up Anderson. Let's see how Johnny Damon did. He's 0 for 3 against his former employers. And look at the difference between the Red Sox this year and last year. One of the many differences, they had Johnny Damon, one of the best leadoff men in baseball for them last year. Batter is Josh Anderson, and the pitch almost hit him. It's a slider off the glove. It's Alquiaro, gets behind him, and over to second base goes Sandberg. And that should be a wild pitch. We'll see how the official scorer calls it, but it'll be a 1-0 count on Anderson. It is a wild pitch on Smith, and it is his first of the day. This season, the Red Sox are released today. They've got Kevin Youkilis leading off. Now, Youkilis, he gets on base, but he can't run. And, that's one of the things that the Red Sox lost when they allowed Johnny Damon to sign with the Yankees. And it's a 3-3 score, by the way, at Boston in the bottom of the 7th inning. Get the feeling that the score of that game is a little overshadowed by the return of Johnny Damon. 1 ball, no strikes on Anderson, who is 2 for 2. Pitch on the way to the lefty. Swung on, fouled off the glove of the catcher, Alquiaro. He dropped it, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson's first inning triple, and he scored the tying run on a Pence sacrifice fly. Anderson helped the string of 4 consecutive batters reaching in the second with 2 outs. When he singled to run home to center, then he would score on a Zobrist 2-run triple. Here, Anderson has an opportunity to give the Hooks another 3-run lead. He's got Sandberg at second base after the wild pitch. 2 outs, and the 1-1 is low and inside, ball 2. The White Sox, hottest team in the American League. They just swept 3 from the Angels. They've won 8 of 10, and with a 17-7 record, they take it into Cleveland and are pounding the Tribe. Bottom of the 6th inning, 7-1 Chicago. Paul Konerko has hit his 7th home run. It's a 2-1 to Anderson, and he hits a little tapper to the mound, played by Smith. And he'll underhand flip to Porter for the final out of the 4th. Nice job by Smith. He's pitched 2 scoreless innings in a row. He holds the Hooks in the 4th inning to 1 hit. He strands a man, and we'll go to the top of the 5th inning here in Corpus Christi. The Hooks over the Travelers at the moment, 4-2. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. VC powder is just trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take VC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take VC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is VC.
Use direct. AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to action at the Big Burger, better known as Whataburger Field, here in Corpus Christi, Texas. 4 innings are complete. We go to the 5th. It's 4-2. The Hooks over the Travs. Leading off for Arkansas, 9-hitter Eric Rodlin. Josh Miller delivers high and away, and it is ball 1. All of a sudden, the ballpark got a lot brighter. I don't know what other lights have been turned on, but something is brighter. A 1-0 to Rodlin, and it's on the outside corner, 1-1. Rodlin 0 for 1, grounded out on the second. 6 hits over the last 4 games. He's been on base 11 times during that time. Pitch on the way. High fly ball hit well to left center field. Cortez going back to the warning track. It is over his head. Takes a bounce off the fence. Rodlin stopping at second base with a double as the ball comes from the outfield. It's a 2-base hit for Rodlin, his 7th on the year. And Rodlin now on a 5-game hitting streak. Boy, Rodlin's got that nice, easy swing. And when he hits the ball and it goes into the air, it doesn't look like it's going to carry because he doesn't take one of these giant cuts that makes you think he's going to hit the ball hard, but the ball just seems to carry sometimes off his bat. Rodlin proven to be a pretty good batsman with the Travs. He's hitting over 335 now. And the double is the Travs' 6th base hit. They're out hitting Corpus Christi 6-5, but trailing 4-2 are at count. We go to the top of the Arkansas order with Dwayne Bacon. Bacon has walked, singled, stole 3 bases, and scored twice. He'll bat left-handed. Up at first is Fagan. In at third is Sandberg. Delivery, showed bunt, pushes it to third. It's going to go foul. Sandberg picks it up about a half a foot outside the line. Strike 1 to Dwayne. Continuing on the Southwest Airlines Major League scoreboard, Kansas City trying to complete a comeback. They trailed 3-0 at Detroit at the top of the 9th. They've scored 2. They have 2 outs. And men at the corners. Tigers getting homers from Maglio Ordonez and Craig Monroe, each of them hitting their 6th of the year. Bacon has driven in 6 runs this year, but it looked like he was trying to bunt the runner-up. Here's an 0-1, squares, bunts it. It's going to stay in fair territory. Miller off the mound, fields it, throws, and he's out at first base. I don't know how the second baseman Boniface kept his foot on. Looked like a ballerino doing so. I'll tell you what, Josh Boniface, a very versatile player. Started at third yesterday, starts at second base today, and he just saved a throwing error from his pitcher to record the out. It'll be a sacrifice. It goes 1-4 at first base. Rodlin advances on the play. Corpus will bring the infield up with 1 away and Aaron Peel batting. Aaron's had some tough times in a spot like this. Pitch on the way, and Peel takes off the outside corner 1-0. A slider just missed. Peel delivered an RBI single in the first inning with a runner at third and nobody out. In the third inning, had a runner at third and nobody out. He struck out. 1-0 pitch is up high, 1-1. 2-0. The situation here for Peel is only different in the sense that instead of nobody out, there's 1 out. And if it's a fly ball, he should be able to bring home Rodlin. Peel with 8 RBIs on the year. End of the stretch, the pitch is inside, ball 3. Brandon Wood is on deck. Miller has walked only the first batter he faced today. The 3-0 to Peel, and it's right down the pipe. He takes all the way. Strike 1. Hooks over the Travs at the top of the 5th inning, 4-2. The Travs on a 4-game losing streak with a total of 5 runs difference in the game. 3-1 pitch. Peel swings and misses over a curveball. Strike 2. Losing 1-run games means a situation like this, man at third, less than 2 outs, is about as critical as it gets. Travs have already stranded 3 men in scoring position. Here's the 3-2, and it's high. He'll take the walk. Men first and third base, 1 out for Wood. Finishing up the scoreboard, it's the Texas Rangers over the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in the bottom of the 9th, 3-0, 1 out. And Antonio Otsuka on for the Rangers. Rod Barajas going deep, his second. 7 innings in the books at Baltimore, and Toronto is leading 5-3 on the strength of 2 home runs from Troy Gloss. He's hit 8 on the year. Seattle 3, Minnesota 1, middle of the 5th. Kenji Jojima has homered his 3rd in his rookie season out of the Japanese Major League. Later tonight, the Angels and the A's. Carrasco and Vito, the pitchers. Dodgers, Arizona tonight, and it's San Diego at San Francisco. Wood is 1 for 2. 1 out, men of the corner, and a pitch on the way. It's up high, 1-0. A single to left in the first inning by Wood. He would steal second, but was stranded. In the third inning, he had a runner at third and 1 out, and popped up to shallow center. It was caught by the shortstop. Here, Wood has Rodlin at third and Peel at first. 1 out. Fire over to first by the pitcher, but it's late, and Peel is back. The Hooks looking to turn the double play. As I mentioned, this is not a great defensive team. They've turned 19 double plays on the season, and only 2 other teams in the league have turned less. It's a 1-0 pitch, and here it is to Wood. Swung on, popped it up behind the plate. House giving a look, and that one is into the seats, in the first row of seats. So House was going up against the protective nylon net. And just as yesterday, one of those balls goes into the first row. A ball and a strike on Brandon Wood. He's hit 6 homers on the season, 8 doubles, 14 extra bases total, 18 RBI. Can he shoot one into the gap and perhaps tie it up? Here's a 1-1. A fastball, and it's popped up again right in front of the plate. House will let Fagan take care of it. Fagan calls off the pitcher, and he reaches out and makes the catch on the third base side of the field. Fagan came all the way over from first base with the stiff wind blowing it from the right side of the infield, passed him out on the left field side, and maybe about 20 feet in front of the batter circle is where Fagan made the catch. So Wood pops out for the second time today in a spot where a fly ball would bring home a run. The Trav's situational hitting has not been very good today. Here's Matt Brown. Brown brought home the last Traveler run. He had 2 outs in the third with Bacon at third base and stroked a double down the left field line. He's 1 for 2. End of the corners, 2 outs, righty versus righty. Miller, with his glove on his knee, steps off the rubber now, and Brown out of the box. Matt Brown, the most deliberate hitter the Travelers have. He's got a routine every time he goes up there, and now he'll have plenty of time to go through that routine as the pitching coach, Joe Schlusarski, emerges and walks out to the mound. Wrapping up the series tomorrow night here in Corpus Christi. Another 7:05 first pitch at Whataburger Field. Matchup tomorrow, left-hander Daniel Davidson for Arkansas, who's 0-2 and a 4.11 ERA. Juan Gutierrez for the Hooks, a right-hander with a 1-1 record and a 4.70 ERA. Then Wednesday, the Travs are off. A well-deserved off day. It is a good 13-hour bus ride from Corpus Christi to Little Rock. Back to action on Thursday with Petit Jean Family Night. You can get $3 general admission per family member by bringing a proof of purchase from any Petit Jean meat product, and that's for any Thursday home game at the ballpark this year. And we ask you, if it's a wrapper, please make sure you clean out the wrapper. If it's a receipt, I don't think you clean receipts. Situation has runners at first and third. It is Rodlin and Peel on the bases. The batter is Matt Brown with waiting for his first pitch after the visit to the mound from Susarski. Miller from the stretch, and the right-hander holds it, delivers. Brown takes a breaking ball for strike 1 on the low outside corner. Nice pitch by Miller to get ahead. Hooks leading by a pair of runs. They've collected the more meaningful base hits. 5 hits for the Hooks. A couple of triples. Travelers with 6 base hits. A couple of doubles. Miller steps off to third, looks over to first. Runners hold. Travs have had a chance in every inning except the second. Managing 1 run in the first, 1 in the third. Miller is ready now. And it's an 0-1 count. The pitch on the way to Brown. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball by Miller. 2 consecutive curveballs have gotten Miller ahead of Brown 0-2. That always takes a couple of half swings before he gets into the batter's box. Now he does so. Looks very pensive when he takes those swings, surveying the situation, taking his deep breath. Now he's up there waiting. House on the outside corner. The 0-2 is outside, and that time Miller threw one of the harder fastballs that he has thrown today. And the sprinklers now come on. The sprinklers have sprouted out on the infield, 4 of them, sprouting water in every direction. And Miller just standing there right in the middle of it. He's getting soaked. Well, we must be in the bizarro world, folks, because I think that the sprinklers usually go on at about 8:38 in the morning rather than 8:38 in the evening, and they slowly begin to die down. 4 sprinklers sprouting up just as Miller is about to get his sign from the catcher. Each baseline has those, and they put the Bull Durham scene with Crash Davis and his beer-soaked teammates sliding on the tarp at the ballpark. And now the sprinkler system is slowed down, and it's died, thankfully. But at least the field has been wet, and the dust will be settled down. And at least Josh Miller's uniform is clean now. Okay, back from the bizarro world. Back to action. Man in the corners, 2 outs, Trav's down by a pair of runs on the top of the fifth. And Miller is ready. With the 1-2 pitch, Brown takes it low and away. 2-2. Can remember a couple of years ago in Little Rock, the sprinklers went on at about 1 in the afternoon, and they just kept going and going for 3 hours, and the field was flooded before a Saturday night doubleheader. Yikes. Somehow, Greg Johnson kept the field ready to go. That's why he makes the big bucks. It's a 2-2 to Brown. Here it is. And it's up high, ball 3. I mean, Miller was ahead of Brown with a 1-2 count and was seemingly in a groove, and then the sprinklers come on out of nowhere. The ballpark turns into a shower for the pitcher, and he's missed badly with the last 2 pitches. Perhaps that knocked him out of the rhythm a little bit. So it's a 3-2 count. Elwood on deck. And the pitch on the way. Peel running, swung on, a little tap at the third base. Tough play. Sandberg charging, holding onto the ball, and scoring is Roblin from third. It'll be first and second, and the Travs are now down by just 1 run. Might be the slowest base hit of the season for Matt Brown. It barely got past the mound at third base. In fact, I don't even think it did get past the mound. Sandberg made the smart play by holding onto the ball. So Brown is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And now Mike Elwood stands in with a chance to tie the game. Heel at second, Brown at first. Hooks lead now 4-3. Elwood is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Very rare to see him whiff twice in a game. Miller comes set. Gives a glance at Peel. Now the pitch is a slider for strike 1 up in the strike zone. He has been getting away with a lot of pitches up in the strike zone, specifically breaking balls. And it's been Elwood, I think, that's been the victim of some of these breaking balls. Struck out on one of them in the third inning. 0-1, the pitch on the way. Swing and a drive, foul down the left field line. Hit a ton. Elwood did the same thing in the first inning, turning on a fastball that was inside and driving it over the fence, but fouled by about 40 or 50 feet. So Miller has been able to get inside on Elwood. So even though he hits it hard, it's not between the lines. 0-2 on Elwood, and Miller going for the third strikeout of Mike today. Struck out 3 men total. Stretch. House sets up outside. Pitch on the way. Fouled off over the first base seat. Miller going inside, outside with Mike Elwood at the plate. Mike Elwood leading the Travelers with an average of .359. His 21 RBIs, ranking tops on the roster. Duck on the pond at second. Go-ahead man at first, and the 0-2 pitch is inside. A fastball that buzzed Elwood at the letters. And as you've seen him hit before, he dives into the plate every time. But if the pitch is coming in on him, he can get out of the way by bringing the bat back and standing taller. Count 1-2. Again, House on the outside corner. And the pitch is low and away. Tried the slider, and Elwood just held back. 2-2. Roblin started the inning with a double. Bacon dropped a bunt to move into third. Then Peel walked. Wood popped out. Brown's infield single to third brought Roblin home. Now the 2-2 to Elwood is into the dirt, and it's blocked by House. So from 0-2 to 3-2, Miller walking around the pitcher's mound does not look very comfortable. The runners get a head start. The infielders back off. Peel takes a giant lead from second, and Brown way off the first. And here's the payoff. Swinging a chopper to third base. It is fair, but it's picked up by Sandberg. He winds up and flips the ball to first, and that will end the 5th inning. Travs managed 1 run of the 5th on 2 base hits. No errors, 2 men left. And as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, we're halfway through. The Hooks 4 and your Travelers 3 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KTXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lip-hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a six-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Corpus Christi's Whataburger Field. They flash the kiss cam up on the scoreboard. And here in the video board, they always know how to have fun. Just you wait till 2007 when the Arkansas Travelers get their first ever video board at Dickie Stevens Park. Oh, the things we can show on the video board. And the things we can't show on the video board, that's even better. Ben Zobrist leads off the fifth for the Hooks. Number 2 batter. He has tripled 2 runs home and walked today. Corners will play in just a little. Brown further in at third. And here's Jesse Smith's first pitch of the inning. And it is a fastball for strike 1 right down the middle. Zobrist, followed by Hunter Pence and J.R. House. Zobrist has had a huge part of this game today. His triple in the second inning brought in 2 runs. The Hooks have not scored since. 0-1 on the way from Jesse Smith. And it's delivered inside. A slider just missing the plate. 1-1. Smith over 4 innings. It's been a case of 2 separate games so far. First 2 innings, Jesse gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. And in the third and the fourth, he's allowed only 2 base runners with a walk and a single. Ball and a strike. Zobrist waiting. Here it is. Chopped to first base on the line. It is foul. Greg Porter reached out and did not field it cleanly. The first base umpire, Ralph Wiggum, pointing in foul territory, and so Zobrist will head back to the plate. I couldn't tell if it was fair or not. So the Travs possibly catch a break there. As the ball got by Porter, it went a good 50 feet down the right field line. Zobrist may have had a shot at second base. Smith's trying to dig out some of the clay in his spikes. Now climbs back on top. He covers half his face with his glove as he gets the sign, kind of peering right over the fingers. Now the 1-2 on the way from Jesse. It is fouled at the plate by Zobrist. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the total line for Smith in 4 innings, the 4 runs are all earned. 5 base hits. He's walked 3. No strikeouts. 1 wild pitch. He has also induced a double play. Travs, meanwhile, scratching back into it. 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth. Zobrist leading off the 5th inning with the 1-2 pitch on the way from Smith. Fastball, got him looking at the knees. There's your first strikeout of the game for Jesse Smith. He catches Zobrist looking for out number 1. Here comes Hunter Pence. Hey, Trav fans, we got the first free ticket night of the season on Wednesday, May the 10th, and it's brought to you by your local Arby's restaurant. Just go to a Little Rock area Arby's restaurant right now. Go right now and get your free ticket for the Travs game against Corpus Christi on Wednesday, May the 10th. It is Hunter Pence at the plate. Big right-hand slugger takes a strike from Smith over the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Pence, who entered this game hitting .354, has hit a sacrifice fly And a ground out to short. Smith steps back, lifts the leg, rears and deals. And it's low and away, a slider, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pence stretches out of the box, now digs in. You don't usually see a power hitter choking up as much as he does. The 1-1, hard ground ball, backhand by Rodman at second from his knees, gets up and throws to first and retires Pence. Very nice play by Eric Rodman. And Pence just creamed that ball right on the grass. And the momentum of the ball kind of carried Rodman's glove a little bit further back as he fielded it. So 4 in a row retired by Jesse Smith, and he set down 6 of the last 7. J.R. House is the batter, and he's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs, the third and a short. Pitch on the way, check swing. They appeal to first, and he did not go, said Ralph Wiggum. 1 ball, no strikes. Smith kicks. Delivery. At the knees, called strike 1. Out of all the players in the Texas League this year, J.R. House might have the name that is most recognized. Here's a 1-1 on the way, and it's outside ball 2. Just about 4 years ago, House was the top prospect in the Pirate system. He was ranked as the top catching prospect in all of minor league baseball because of his ability to hit for power. 2-1 pitch is low and away, ball 3. House also had a cannon throwing arm before a succession of elbow injuries has slowed his arm down a little bit, but he was also a record-setting high school quarterback at Nitro High School in West Virginia. 3-1 pitch is a fastball, low and away, ball 4. Close one there. It's the 4th walk of the night by Jesse Smith. The 2-out walk brings up Bonifay. Mentioned Bonifay's father, Cam, was the general manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates for, I believe it was 7 seasons. Let go after the 0-1 campaign. Went over to the Devil Rays as the farm director for a couple of years, now a player agent based out of Atlanta. Pitch on the way to Bonifay. Up high, 1-0. Cam Bonifay out of Georgia Tech University, where he was a star punter for the Ramblin' Wreck, played baseball as well. Josh Bonifay in his first season with the Astros, 272, 6 homers, 22 ribbies. Man at first, House. Here's the 1-0. Slider hit in the air towards right center field. Bacon sprinting into the gap. He's there, and he makes the catch. Nice running grab by Bacon to end the 5th inning. No runs for the Hooks, no hit, and 1 man stranded. Smith is starting to settle in. 5 innings are complete. The Hooks 4 and the Travelers 3 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at ascu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
5 innings in the books here at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi, Texas. This is Phil Elson with you along On Air America, Little Rock, 1380, KPXE. Back in the studios, Brad Hicks. Nice to have Brad back. 4-3, Corpus Christi leading Arkansas at the top of the 6th inning. This is right around the time where the Travs usually rally, because the Travs have been a team that swings very well against opposing bullpen. It hit the ball fairly well against Josh Miller. 5 innings. Miller has scattered 7 hits, giving up 3 runs. Jason Espino steps in. Probably the last inning for Miller. He's thrown 92 pitches through 5. Espino's 1 for 2, left-hander. And a pitch on the way. Mighty swing and a foul ball at the plate. 0-1. Corpus Christi does not have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen at the moment. Might be keeping Miller in. The 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Big curveball, and it's 0-2. Miller, over 5 innings, has walked 2 men and has struck out 4. Browns have had a man reach base in 4 out of the 5 innings. The 0-2 is hit hard into left field for a base hit. Hung that changeup right down the pipe, and Espino waits on it for his 2nd hit of the game. So the tying run is aboard for the Arkansas Travelers. In fact, the Travs have done a great job getting men on base. They have had the leadoff man reach in 5 of the 6 innings today, scoring him 3 times. This is bringing in other base runners. It's been a problem. Arkansas has left 5 men on base today. 4 of them have been stranded in either second or third. Brent Del Chiaro is the batter. He's 0 for 2. Ground out on a strikeout. Delivery from Miller is high and inside, and the count is 1-0. Greg Porter on deck for the Travs. 8 hits now for Arkansas. Travs waited a little bit yesterday to get the bats going, collecting only 4 hits until the 7th, but then exploding. The 1-0 is a strike to Del Chiaro, 1-1. Del Chiaro now 3 for 22 this year. His only RBI coming on a solo home run. 8 strikeouts and 22 at-bats. Tough to get in a groove, though, when you're a backup catcher playing about once a week. Now he's getting a second start in 3 days with Wilson having a little pain in the back. Time called just as the pitch was let go by Miller. It was high and inside. It will not count. 1 ball, 1 strike on Del Chiaro. Wind has died down a little bit. Still coming across right field to left. At only about 12 miles an hour. Throw to first is not in time. Espino is back. Espino did try to steal in the 4th. He was thrown out by J.R. House. Travs today have stolen 4 bases in 5 tries. The ball and a strike. Miller ready, and the pitch to Del Chiaro is shot foul slowly to the home on deck circle at third base. And it's 1-2 on the Traveler catcher. Checking the Texas League scores on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. It's Frisco 5, Wichita 0. Anglers had a little streak of good baseball there. They might be on their way to their 4th straight loss. 1-2 pitch. Dell reaches out and stays alive with a pop-up into the first base seat. Miller went to the slower breaking ball, and it's still 1-2. At Tulsa, Midland has now taken the lead 4-2 over the Drillers. 3 runs coming home in the top of the 6th for the Rockhounds. Springfield Cardinals trailing San Antonio in the 6th inning 2-1. 1-2 to Dell. Inside, it may have clipped his jersey, but it did not apparently, so it'll be 2-2 on Del Chiaro. Runner at first is Espino after the leadoff single in the 6th inning. Travs trailing by 1, 4-3. Trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Corpus Christi trying for their 4th straight win. The stretch by Miller. The 2-2 is driven high and deep to left field by Del Chiaro. Cortez at the wall, leaping at the fence. It's gone. And Del Chiaro has put the Travs in front with his 2nd home run of the year. A hanging breaking ball from Josh Miller. It's the first home run he has allowed this season.
First baseman number 8, Greg Porter.
That's one of the things about Del Chiaro. You look at his statistics, sure, he hits under 200, but he can come through with a clutch base hit when you least expect it. And Brent Del Chiaro now has 3 RBIs on the season, all coming on homers. 5-4, the Travs take the lead. No outs in the 6th inning, and Greg Porter bounces the first pitch up the middle. Bonifay charging from second. He throws on the run and retires Porter 4-3. And Greg hitless in 3 at-bats. Now the Hooks get a pitcher up in the bullpen. And it looks like John Skaggs is getting loose. It is Skaggs. Skaggs pitched to 3 Travs yesterday. With the bases loaded, he walked all 3 batters. The batter now, Eric Rodlin. Pitch on the way. At the knees, called strike 1. Josh Miller had gone 29 innings without allowing a homer this year. Rodlin swings over a curveball and misses 0-2. Rodlin is 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Rounded out in the 2nd. The pitch on the way, and it's inside to Eric at the elbow. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A lot of firsts for Miller today. First wild pitch of the season. First home run allowed. The 1-2 to Rodland. Swung on, broken bat, little looper caught by Miller on the mound. And that's out number 2. Nice pitch. Miller sawed off the handle. This isn't the worst start of the season for Miller, however. Back on April 16th, which is the only game that Corpus Christi lost with Miller on the mound. He lasted just 4 innings, surrendering 11 hits and 6 runs, but the Rockhounds weren't even done yet. They wanted to score 14 more runs and finish with a 20-10 beating of the Cooks. Miller took the loss. Dwayne Bacon, the batter, and he backs away from a fastball inside, 1-0. Top of the order, Bacon has walked, singled, dropped down a stacked bunt. He scored twice, stolen 3 bases. Switch hitter batting left hand against Miller with 2 outs and the bases empty. The Travs now lead 5-4. Pitch on the way, slider on the back door, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Rockhounds are back on that day, April 16th. They did not stop at all. The team rallied, had a run in every inning, 26 hits. A slider, a strike on the inside corner to Bacon, 1-2. You remember that because the day before, the Rockhounds put up 26 hits. The Travs had 20. The 1-2 on the way for Miller. Bacon swings and hits a high fly ball to left field. Cortez back for it to make the catch. And the 6th inning is over, but the Arkansas Travelers grabbed the lead with a 2-run homer by Brent Del Chiaro, the only offense of the inning. Arkansas 5, the Hooks 4. We go to the bottom of the 6th now at Whataburger Field on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KBXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Feature is optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Running off for the Hooks, the fielder,
Bottom of the sixth inning, and for the first time today, the Arkansas Travelers, well, not the first time, for the second time today, the Arkansas Travelers are in front of the Corpus Christi Hooks. Travs had a very short-lived half-inning lead, 1-0 after the top of the first. So the Hooks would be in front 4-1 after 2 innings, and the Travs scratch back into it and take the lead on the Brent Del Chiaro 2-run homer. So Jesse Smith has the lead to work with. He'll face Jorge Cortez here in the sixth, and he'll bust him inside with a fastball, and it is 1-0. Cortez, Nicholson, and Sandberg here in the sixth inning. Cortez is 0 for 2. The left-hand batter hit into a double play last time. Here's the 1-0 from Jesse Smith. Curveball, hidden curve, stayed high, and it's 2-0. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the moment. Smith has conserved his pitches fairly well. 77 pitches over the first 5 innings. Might have another 2 left. Here's the 2-0 to Cortez. Swung on and fouled at the plate. Nice pitch by Smith, right on the hand. And now we're at 2-1. At a final score out of Tampa Bay on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard, Cameron Lowe pitches the Texas Rangers with 3-0 shutout at Tampa. Actually, 2 other pitchers helped Cameron Lowe for his first win of the year. Lowe 7 innings, 4 hits. Francisco Cordero, after getting demoted as the closer, pitched a shutout 8th inning, and Asuka saved his second. Pitch to Cortez is fouled again at the plate. Now it's 2-2. Seth McClung, a hard luck loss for the Devil Rays, only gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. That included a home run by Rod Barajas, his second of the year. Texas at 14-12. Started today, a half game in front of Oakland and a half game in front of the Angels. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smith, 1 strikeout so far. Here's the right-hander's delivery to Cortez. Fastball inside. It's a full count to start the inning. Angels and A's just about to start that ball game. Detroit finished off Kansas City 3-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Cortez swings, he's jammed, grounds it to the hole at second. A diving stop by Rodlin from short right, throws from his knees. He gets the out at first base. A beautiful play by Eric Rodlin. He was a good 5 to 6 feet into the outfield grass. You can hear the fans here at Whataburger Field disagree, and so does Dave Clark, the Corpus Christi manager, who jogged across the infield to argue the call with the first base umpire, Ralph Wiggum. He's speaking with him 10 feet beyond the first base line, right on the line. The umpire in fair territory and Clark in fair ground. Clark talking rather amicably with him, and he leaves Wiggum with a smile. Here comes Derek Nicholson to the plate with 1 out and nobody on base. First base umpire Ralph Wiggum still smiling. Nicholson is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and fouled out, and here's Smith's first pitch. It's a fastball, just a little outside, 1-0. Final out of Detroit again, 3-2. The Tigers win. Jeremy Bonderman, 8 shutout innings for his 3rd victory. The Tigers have won 4 straight. They are 17-9. The 1-0 pitch is under the knees. Ball 2 to Nicholson. Sandberg on deck. He's had 2 hits. Smith gets the sign, rocks back, and deals. Nicholson is jammed and fouls it into the luxury suites at third base, and it's 2-1. Final out of Florida, the Phillies mount a comeback. 8-5 winners at the Marlins. Cormier gets the win. I believe that is Real Cormier, who is still pitching. The 2-1 from Smith is swung on and bounced along the first base line. Porter fields it on his midsection, walks to the bag, and beats Nicholson, and that's out number 2. It is Real Cormier. Cormier been around forever, including some time with the Arkansas Travelers in the early 90s. Bronson Arroyo, a complete game 4-hitter over the St. Louis Cardinals, 6-1. Cincinnati takes over first place with an 18-8 record, and Arroyo is 5-0. Who would have thought that Bronson Arroyo, in his first year in the National League since getting released by the Pirates, would be 5-0, and he's also hit 2 homers this year. The batter Sandberg is 2 singles. It's on the way, and it's a high heater, and it's 1-0. Another final is out of Shea Stadium. The Mets win 2-1 over the Washington Nationals. Billy Wagner, the win, Majewski, the loser. Carlos Delgado hit his 10th homer. Here's a 1-0. And a check swing. There's a called strike on the outside corner from Smith. 1-1. Travs 5, Hooks 4, bottom 6, nobody on. Sandberg started a 2-out rally in the second with a single. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A fastball low and away. Close one. It's 2 balls and a strike. Anyway, a loss for the Cardinals. Mark Mulder took his first loss of the year. Atlanta shut out Colorado 2-0. A one-hit gem thrown by Tim Hudson. He's 2-2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Smith delivers, and Sandberg fouls it over the press box. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the 8-hitter Sandberg. Pirates and the Cubs in the top of the 8th at Wrigley tied 1-1. Milwaukee and Houston also tied in the bottom of the 7th, 2-2. The Dodgers lead at Arizona 2-0 in the top of the 2nd. And in just about 6 minutes, they'll start at AT&T Park in San Francisco with the Padres and the Giants. 2-2 pitch from Smith is outside, ball 3. Smith with 1 strikeout today and 4 walks. On deck is John Fagan, who had 1 of those walks. The windup and the payoff. Sandberg reaches out and slaps a line drive to Esposito in right field for the final out of the inning. 3 up and 3 down. The easiest inning of the game for Jesse Smith. And the Travs take the lead into the top of the 7th inning. Arkansas 5, Corpus Christi 4. It's Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
When you're over your head in debt, you really pay for it. Late fees, service charges, over-the-limit penalties. But Care One Credit Counseling Services can help change all that. Just call them now at 1-800-676-9604. Agencies offering Care One Credit Counseling work to get those extra charges waived, interest rates lowered, even help consolidate your bills into one lower monthly payment. Their average client saves 30% in payments every month. Best of all, Care One counselors are dedicated to helping consumers, not hassling them. So you're always treated with respect. So stop paying extra for falling behind. Start getting ahead today with Care One. Call now for your personal debt analysis at 1-800-676-9604. Licensing details are available. Get out of debt and get on with your life. Gather your bills and call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604. That's 1-800-676-9604. Call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604.
During the week, I'm a mechanic.
John Martin, Max Lake Motor Oil user.
On the weekends, we race off-road, and I end up working on cars there, too. I've got an old truck I drive as racing. The engine really used to smoke when I started it up. Max Lake Oil greatly reduced the smoke. 198,000 miles, and she's still going.
Valvoline Max Life Motor Oil has added ingredients that reduce oil burnout by conditioning engine seals. At 75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
6 innings are complete at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi. Game 2 of a series between the Arkansas Travelers and the Corpus Christi Hooks. Travs losing 4 straight. They are 9-15. The Corpus Christi Hooks have won 3 straight. They're 15-9. But the Travs have a 5-4 lead after 6 innings of play. Josh Miller, the starting pitcher for the Hooks, has been taken out. John Skaggs relieves him for the 7th, and Miller gave up 5 runs on 9 base hits. All 5 runs are earned. Miller walked 2, struck out 4, threw 1 wild pitch, 1 home run. It was his first wild pitch and his first home run of the season. Brent Del Chiaro's 2-run homer in the 6th inning is the difference. What are the Travs in front? Aaron Peel leads off against Skaggs, a right-hander who works from the stretch, and a delivery, which is low and outside, and it is 1-0. Skaggs, a 28-year-old from Houston, Texas, 6'5", 225 pounds. Formerly a first-round pick of the Yankees in 2001. His 1-0 pitch to Peel is outside, ball 2. Peel, an RBI single in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, took a base on balls in the 5th. He's 1 for 2 today. And Skaggs behind 2-0. Delivery is inside, and it's 3-0. This is what we saw from Skaggs yesterday. A lot of walks. He came in with the bases loaded and the Hooks holding on to a 3-run lead. He walked 3 consecutive hitters. 3-0 pitch, ball 4. Now he's faced 4 hitters in this series in just 2 games, and Skaggs has walked all 4 of them.
Shortstop, number 7.
This is a pitcher in Skaggs that had not allowed a run in 4 consecutive outings. April 20th through April 27th, Skaggs threw 10 2/3 innings with only 2 base hits allowed. He didn't allow a run, but yet he walked 9 batters during that stretch. He's walked 18 on the season now and 16 in the third. Brandon Wood stands in as a pickoff move to first base, and Peel dives back ahead of it. Skaggs' numbers this year are very weird. 5.51 ERA, no wins, no losses. This is his 10th game. He's allowing only a 2.28 average, but 10 runs in 16 in the third innings thanks to the 18 walks. Pitch to Wood is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Wood singled in the first, popped out in the third and the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 today, 2 for 7 in the series. Sandberg backs up at third base to get in play for a double play. 1-0 pitch to Wood is fouled straight back into the screen, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Skaggs signed out of Rice University, 42nd overall pick in 2001, but he missed the entire 02 season after pitching in just 1 game with Staten Island in 2001. 1-1 count, fire to first, and Peel is back. Skaggs was dropped by the Yankees after last year, where he had an ERA over 6 at 2 different levels. Snapped up by the Astros and having some trouble. Ball and a strike delivery to Wood. Big curveball, not big enough. High and inside, and it's 2-1. No one warming up in the Corpus Christi bullpen of the moment. Skaggs going to have to take it for the moment. He had a big year in 2004, finishing second in the Florida State League with 13 wins and 162 and 2/3 innings pitched. He also walked the 3rd most batters in the league that year with 70. Pitch to Wood is a slider for strike 2 on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wood. Travelers leading by 1 run. Peel led off the 7th with a walk. Skaggs has Wood at 2-2. And here's the right-hander's pitch. Inside, almost hit Brandon's right elbow. So a full count. Skaggs in danger of walking the 5th consecutive batter he faces. Folks, bullpen yesterday walked 5 consecutive batters in the 7th inning. Here we are in the 7th today. Into the stretch. Peel is running. Wood swings and stays alive with a foul at the plate. Skaggs decided to go to the slider instead of the fastball. On deck is Matt Brown, who's driven in 2 of the Travs' 5 runs. Back to the stretch, Skaggs. Peel a shorter lead. A throw to first. He's leaning, and he is back to first in time. Peel's been caught stealing 5 times this year. 3 of those caught stealings, he's been picked off by the pitcher and then runs to second before getting tagged out. Another close one there. Peel back out to a 4-step lead. He runs. The pitch to Wood is fouled back. A fastball in the hand. So Wood in a battle here with John Skaggs. Upcoming pitch will be the 8th of the at-bat. Payoff from Skaggs. Peel runs, swing and a miss, strike 3, no throw. So Wood strikes out, but Peel records the 5th steal of the night for the Travelers. Looked like a slider that dove underneath Wood's bat. 1 away, bringing Brown to the plate. Insurance run at second for Brown. Pop up in the first. Brown delivered an RBI double in the 3rd inning and an infield hit to drive in a run in the 5th. 5-4 Arkansas, top 7. Peel leading away from second. Bonifay, the second baseman closest to him, but not all that close to the bag. He'll back away. And the pitch is thrown by Skaggs right into the dirt, and House blocks it. Boy, J.R. House has been very active today behind the plate. He has been working very hard. 5 steals on him. And 1 man caught stealing. 6 steal attempts for the Travs. By far the most they've tried this year. 1-0 to Brown. Swing and a miss. Big cut and a straight down drop curve ball. Ball and a strike on Brown. Elward on deck. Elward's had a tough game. 0 for 3. Brown back up. Heel. Looking at Boniface. He takes his lead. Now he can take a larger lead. Boniface backs off. Skaggs turns to second and holds on to the ball. Skaggs replacing the starter Miller after 6 innings. Miller is the pitcher of record for the Hooks. Set, delivery, low again, ball 2. 2-1 on Brown. American League games currently in progress. Well, Boston has finished off the Yankees 7-3. They were tied going into the bottom of the 8th inning. David Ortiz hits a home run in the 8th, his 11th, giving the Red Sox the lead for good. Tim win the winner. Small takes the loss. 2-1 to Brown. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. And it's 2-2. White Sox leading over Cleveland now 7-5. It was 7-0 after the top of the 6th inning. Travis Hafner hit his 8th home run of the year. Paul Konerko his 7th. Baltimore trying to tie the game against Toronto in the bottom of the 9th inning. 9-7 Blue Jays lead. Baltimore has rallied for 4. 2-2 pitch. No. Instead, Skaggs turns to second again. Seattle on the strength of a 5-run rally in the 6th inning. The Mariners lead Minnesota 8-2. At the Dome in the top of the 8th, Richie Sexton and Kenji Jojima home runs for the M's. Morneau for the Twins, his 6th. 2-2 to Brown. Here it is. Swing and a high fly ball deep left field. Cortez back with room to make the catch. Heel is halfway to third. He has to hustle back to second, and he does beat the throw. So Brown is now 2 for 4. That's the second out of the inning. Bringing Mike Elward to the plate. Angels and Oakland have just now started. Earlier today, the Angels announcing that Chris Buchek has been called up from AAA Salt Lake as they had to move Kevin Gregg into the starting rotation for a game. Calvin Escobar missing a start. A blister on the finger. Reggie Willits was sent down from the Angels back to Salt Lake. Elward is 0 for 3 and a pitch, swing and a miss, a sinker, and it's 0-1. Elward 2 strikeouts, 1 ground out. He's been at the plate with men on base every inning that he's come to the plate, and still has not been able to even move a man up. Crabs leading by a run. Chance for Elward. Pitch on the way. Swinging a liner to right field. It's a base hit over towards the foul line. Pence picks it up. Here comes Teal around third. He will score with no throw. Mike Elward has driven in a run, and it's 6-4 Trav. RBI number 22 for Mike Elward, and that is a big RBI. Jesse Smith has a 2-run lead to work with. Nobody warming up in the Arkansas pen. Smith has held the Hooks to 5 hits in 6 innings. He's been extremely strong for the last 4 frames. Perhaps more for the Travs here in the top of the 7th. Jason Espino is batting, and a first pitch at the knee called strike 1. Espino grounded out in the first inning, stranding 2 men in scoring position. He singled to begin the 4th inning, then was caught stealing, and started the 6th inning with a single and scored the tying run on the front end of Brent Del Tiaro's homer. 0-1 is low, and a fire to first, and for some reason Elward is off the bag. He's picked off by J.R. House, and the 7th inning comes to a close. Don't know quite what Elward was doing. He saw House block the pitch. He was still a good 5-6 feet off the base. 2-3 goes the final out of the 7th. But the Travs add to the lead with 1 run on 1 hit. Nobody left. And they'll stretch him at Whataburger Field with Arkansas leading 6-4. This is Traveler Baseball in Air America, Little Rock.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Here's the wind-up pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
The sounds of the seventh inning hoedown here at Whataburger Field. A welcome sound to sore ears. You won't find me listening to much country music, but there's nothing quite like the seventh inning hoedown at Round Rock or Corpus Christi. Seventh inning stretch at the Big Burger, and the Arkansas Travelers leading 6-4, bottom of seventh, and Jesse Smith is out for another inning of work. Smith, who gave up 4 runs on 4 hits over the first 2 innings, has limited Corpus Christi to just 1 hit and 3 base runners in the last 4 frames. Smith retired the side in order in the 6th inning, comes back out for the 7th with 93 pitches under his belt. So at least 1 more inning for Jesse, just in case there is a pitcher warming up in the Arkansas pen. I'll let you know who that is in just a moment. Smith will be facing John Fagan, Josh Anderson, and Ben Zobrist. Fagan, the 9-hitter, has walked, fly to center, scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Smith gets the sign, rocks back, and deals the first pitch, which is into the dirt, and it is 1 ball and no strike. Aaron Pullen is warming up in the Arkansas bullpen. Travelers yesterday utilized 4 relievers. Pullen not one of them. So 1-0 to Fagan is a fastball at the knees called strike 1. So it appears, at least for the moment, that Jesse Smith has become possibly the most dependable starting pitcher on the Travs rotation alongside Daniel Davidson. Here's a 1-1 from Jesse. Low and away, a slider, ball 2. James Holcomb has given the Travs a couple of pretty decent starts in a row. Daniel Davidson threw very well last time out. Chris Hunter has struggled, however. And there's a chance that Hunter may miss his next start. End of a shoulder problem. 2 balls and a strike. Smith comes home, and it's outside to Fagan. Josh Anderson is on deck, followed by Ben Zobrist. They each have a triple today. So with a 2-run lead, you certainly don't want to bring the tying run to the plate with nobody out. Smith has walked 4. And the 3-1 pitch to Fagan is fouled back, hits the top of the roof on the press box, and bounds back down. Haven't announced the attendance yet today, but on a Monday night, Corpus Christi Hooks won't get as many people as they would, say, yesterday. They had 6,300 in, got over 100,000 paid attendance for the whole season. Maybe about 4,000, 5,000 people tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Smith kicks. Fagan looks at strike 3 on the inside corner. Second strikeout for Jesse Smith, both of them on a called 3rd strike. Go to the top of the Hooks order now with Anderson. Del Chiara walks out to the mound. He's going to have a chat with Jesse. Boy, I mean, back in the 2nd inning, it looked as if Jesse Smith might not make it past the 2nd. Ken Patterson had to come out of the dugout and speak with Jesse on the mound, and whatever KP told him, it worked. Anderson standing in now. In the first 2 innings, he had a triple, a single, drove in a run and scored 2. He only had 1 at-bat since, and he tapped to the mound of the 4th. Left-hand batter, corners in just a little bit, way off the line. Smith from the windup. Here's the delivery. And Anderson takes it outside 1-0. A little bit of a surprise to see Anderson back in the Texas League this year. He is on the 40-man roster for the Astros after a standout campaign in 2005. 1-0 pitch hit back to the mound. Nice play by Jesse Smith reaching down. He'll fire to first rather than flip, and he gets the out on Anderson. Back to the fourth inning, Anderson is tapped to the mound. It was a rather easy play. This time, he hit a rather hard ground ball, and Smith able to make the play. 2 outs, and Smith has now set down 6 in a row. 10 of the last 11, he is retired. The batter is Zobrist, switch hitter, batting left. He's walked, tripled, struck out, drove in 2. First pitch, a slider, strike 1, inside corner. Nice pitch. Jesse Smith is definitely in a groove right now. It's too bad he'll have to come out after this inning. He is over at 100 pitches now. No balls, 1 strike. Smith rears back, delivers, and Zobrist pops it up. Shallow left field. Wood ranging deep behind third. He's underneath it and makes the catch. And Jesse Smith has shut down the Corpus Christi Hooks. He has now pitched 5 consecutive scoreless innings after giving up 4 runs in the first 2. The Hooks go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the 8th, and the Travs have the lead 6-4 over Corpus Christi on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
AmeriPride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. AmeriPride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an AmeriPride consultant, also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for AmeriPride. AmeriPride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
7 innings complete. Travs with the lead, 6-4 over Corpus Christi. Jason Espedo takes a mighty hack of the first pitch of the inning and fouls it back for an 0-1 count. John Skaggs remaining in the game, giving up a run on the RBI single by Mike Elward in the 7th inning, but Elward was picked off by the catcher House to end the inning with Espedo at the plate. Jason's 2 for 3, takes a pitch in the dirt, a ball, and a strike. He'll be followed by Del Chiaro and then Greg Porter. Del Chiaro at the moment, the hero of the game offensively for the Travs. 2-run homer in the 6th inning, put him in front. 1-1 pitch is low and inside, and it's a 2-1 count on Espedo. Jesse Smith with 7 strong innings for the Travs. Will he come back out for the 8th? Pitch to Jason is low and in, ball 3. 3-1. No finals in the Texas League yet, but Frisco continues to lead Wichita 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 8th at Lawrence Dumont. 3-1 to Espedo. Is a fastball, low, ball 4. A second walk from Skaggs. He walked the leadoff batter of the 7th, Peel, and Peel came around to score. Here's Del Chiaro. Chiaro had grounded out, struck out in his first 2 at-bats, but then Brent took a hanging breaking ball from Josh Miller in the 6th inning and drilled it over the left field fence. That brought the Travs in front by a 5-4 score, and they added another run in the 7th. Del stands in. He's crouching down a little more than normal. First pitch, he shows bunt. He got it down in front of the plate. It'll move the runner up. House picks it up and throws to first for the out on Del Chiaro, and the sacrifice works. And that one will go 2-3 at first base. Not often you see somebody homer in one at bat and put a sacrifice bunt down the next.
First baseman Greg Porter.
Del Chiaro, he knows what he's doing when it comes to the sacrifice bunt. That is the third sacrifice for Brent this year in just 7 games. Tom Gamboa, last year's Travelers skipper, said that he would have trusted Del Chiaro to sack bunt more than any other player on last year's team. Batter's Porter. First pitch, big cut, fouled it back into the catcher's mitt, strike one. Porter had broken an 0 for 18 slide yesterday with an outstanding day at the plate. 3 for 6, a homer, 3 runs scored, but he's 0 for 3 today. Fly ball out and 2 ground outs, each on the right side. They plan to pull it on the infield. And the left-hand batter sends it the other way, but it is foul into the seats. Little slicer, and it's 0-2. At Tulsa, Midland leading 4-2. They've headed into the top of the ninth at Driller Stadium. And the Cardinals lead at San Antonio 4-2, bottom 8. Springfield still in first place in the North by 1 game over the Drillers. Travs in third place, 6 out. Pitch to Porter is off the plate outside, 1-2. So if the Travelers hold on to this game, there's a chance that if Midland holds on against Tulsa, there'll be a new first-place team in the South. Porter sends a high fly ball to deep left field. Cortez at the wall. Get out of here. And Greg Porter's homered for the second game in a row. From 6-4 to 8-4. The second 2-run homer over the last 3 innings from the 7 and the 8 hitter. Porter's third of the year, RBIs 8 and 9, and the Travs have their biggest lead of this series, a 4-run lead, 8-4. They have now scored 7 unanswered runs. Eric Rodlin, the batter. A fastball for strike one on the inside corner from Skaggs. Skaggs entered the game in the 7th inning. He has allowed 3 runs facing just 7 batters. 0-1, Rodlin pops it over the third base dugout, strike 2. I think it says something about the strength of Greg Porter that his home runs this year, he's hit 1 to right center, yesterday 1 to dead center, and this time he hits it to left. 0-2 pitch into the dirt, ball 1. So Porter seems to be in a groove right now, swinging a very hot stick over 2 games. 1-2 to Rodlin, who let a curveball drop low, and it's 2-2. Rodlin today, 1 for 3, double and a run in the 5th inning. A 5-game hitting streak. Ended the game at 328. He's 1 point higher at 329. Tons of room on the right side of second with the bases empty. 1 out. Skaggs 2-2 is off the outside corner. A close pitch. The count runs full. The Hooks still do not have anybody warming up in the bullpen, even with Skaggs struggling as he is. 3-2 pitch coming to Rodlin. Swing and a miss. A slider strikes him out. First strikeout for Rodlin today, just the 10th on the season. And for Skaggs, it's his second of the afternoon, or pardon me, the evening. Travs 8, Hooks 4. In the top of the 8th inning. Standing in is Dwayne Bacon. Bacon scored the first 2 Traveler runs, walking in the first, taking a steal, wild pitch. 3rd inning, he would single, steal second and third. Dropped down a sac bunt in the 5th inning and fly to left in the 6th. First pitch is a strike over the low outside corner, and Bacon squared around. So that'll keep Sandberg up at 3rd. Bacon holds back at 1st. Here's the 0-1, and it's into the dirt on a curve. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8 runs on 11 hits for the Travs. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi with 4 runs on 5 hits. Neither team has committed an error. One on the way from Skaggs. High and away, ball 2. The Hooks have announced the paid attendance tonight, 6,470. The carnival continues past the right field corner. 2-1, Bacon takes it Outside, another close one, ball 3. Get the feeling that the Hooks feel that the strike zone has been squeezed by Herschel Krasovsky. A 3-1 pitch. Bacon squares and takes a strike on the inside corner. Full count on Bacon. 2 outs. 2 runs in on the Porter homer. Here's the payoff. A swing and a little tapper, but it's foul outside first base. Still full on Bacon. Travs were unable to hold a couple of 2-run leads yesterday. And with Pullen now throwing again to the bullpen, the question is, can the Pen hold a 4-run lead in 2 innings? 3-2 to Bacon. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Inning over, the Travs managed 2 runs on the homer by Greg Porter. That was the only hit of the inning. Nobody is left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Arkansas Travelers have the lead, 8-4 over the Corpus Christi Hooks. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom 8 at Corpus Christi here on Air America Little Rock, 1380. Phil Elson with you from Whataburger Field. The Travelers dropping their last 4 games, but they've taken 8-4 lead into the bottom of the 8th, and they dip into the bullpen, bringing out Aaron Pullen, replacing Jesse Smith. Smith with his second consecutive start that goes 7 innings. And over the first 2 innings, Jesse had allowed 4 runs on 4 hits, but then he shut out the Hooks for the last 5 innings of his start, allowing only 1 hit and 2 walks the rest of the way. So the total line for Smith, 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs all earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and he threw 103 pitches. The call to the bullpen is brought to you by the new AT&T. Save a bundle on services from AT&T, such as high-speed internet, satellite television, voice services, and wireless. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Fans that are interested in having their kids sign up to be a Traveler Bat Boy, part of the Singular Wireless Bat Boy contest, sign the kid up who is at least 14 years of age to 16 years of age, got to be a boy. Sign them up at Singular Wireless location in North Little Rock on East McCain. Register them until Saturday. Just sign them up. We'll be picking 8 winners to be a Bat Boy for a Traveler game this year. Hunter Pence leading off the 8th against Pullen. And the right-hander delivers to Pence. And he hits a high fly ball into left field towards the foul line. Not very deep. The wind pushing it a little further back, but Peel still has room. Just in front of the warning track to make the catch. Retiring Pence on 1 pitch. He's 0 for 3 with a sac fly. And this will bring J.R. House up to the plate. We'll give you the numbers on Aaron Pullen. Aaron Pullen is entering his 9th game of the year. 1 win, no loss. 4.38 ERA. It's much better away from Little Rock than at home. 2.57 ERA on the road, allowing only a 1.74 average. The batter House takes a slider outside. He's 0 for 2, grounding out 2 times. took a walk in the 5th inning. On deck is Josh Bonifay. The Hooks have recorded only one hit since the 2nd inning. Pullins 1-0. House swings and hits it foul on the ground outside third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pullen has allowed 11 hits in 12 2/3 innings, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 home runs. Native of Midland here in his home state, 6'3", 200 pounds. Pullen trying to pass this game into the 9th inning, and no one warming up in the Traveler pen at the moment, so Pullen may be trying to go 2. A ball and a strike on House, and Pullen coming set. Del Chiara wants it down the middle. Here it is. Swing and a foul straight back. 1-2. Nice fastball by Pullen. Challenged him at the knee. The key for Aaron Pullen, throwing the slider for strikes. His fastball is not heavy enough, not fast enough to get by with only the fastball alone. If he can throw the slider for strikes, he's much more effective. Here's the 1-2 to House. Swinging a high fly towards shallow right, charging in at Speedo, still coming in, and it falls in for a hit. A little looper over the second baseman's head for Corpus Christi's 6th base hit of the game. J.R. House, who had been 1 for 8 in the series with his first hit of the game. Here's Josh Bonifay. The Hooks made a lot of noise yesterday in the 8th inning as the Travs had a 2-run lead. They would send 7 men to the plate of the 8th, manage 1 run, and then tie the game in the 9th. They need 4 runs, though. Here's the first pitch to Bonifay. Swinging a ground ball towards the hole. It's short, and it's through into left field for a base hit. Travs had the infield position for the double play, and with Wood playing up the middle, he had no chance to get to the hole and stop that ball. So a couple of seeing-eye singles for the Corpus Christi Hooks bring up Jorge Cortez, and the tying run comes on deck for Corpus. Del Chiara with a quick visit to the mound. He'll leave, Pullen alone, and the infield will again look to turn 2. They've done it once on Cortez today, but the last 2 at-bats, Cortez has had a couple of hits taken away from him. The double play in the 3rd inning was a hard grounder to the hole at short. Wood and Rodland turned a sweet swing killing. Then in the 6th inning, Cortez grounded out towards right field with Rodland making a great play in the hole at second base. Here's the first pitch. Outside, 1-0. Righty Pullen versus the lefty Cortez. Cortez is 0 for 3 today and hitting about 190 on the year. He had the game-winning RBI yesterday, though. 1-0 pitch is coming from Pullen. Swinging a line into right field for a base hit. The runners were holding. They're going to have to hold. Bases are loaded for Derek Nicholson. And this brings Corpus Christi's tying run of the plate. 3 consecutive hits. And Cortez's hit was the hardest one. A soft line drive between first and second. Pullen had a heck of a time with the Hooks last year, surrendering 7 runs in 7 innings and giving up a .455 batting average against. Has not started this appearance with a bang. We did get the first batter out. 3 consecutive hits have loaded them up. Here's Nicholson, left-hand batter. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 ground outs and a foul out. Pullen will work from the stretch. He holds on to a 4-run lead. At the stretch, here's the first pitch. Swing and a high fly left field down the line, very close to foul territory. Peel with room in fair ground, and he makes the catch, almost dropped it. Tagging from third is House. He'll score. The throw goes to third base. Aaron Peel overjudged that fly ball. He ran right next to the foul line, but the ball was still inside the line by about 10 feet. So Aaron had to reach behind him at the very last second and make that catch. All-important second out. 1 run scores on the sac fly for Nicholson, and the Travs lead is now 8-5. Jared Sandberg will stand in. Sandberg, who began today hitting 190, singled twice against Jesse Smith before lining out to right field, so he's hit the ball hard 3 times. First and second, 2 outs. Sandberg has hit 1 home run this year, and it was a grand slam. Bit of a flair for the dramatic in that sense. Righty versus righty. The infield fanned out with 2 outs. And a pitch coming from Pullen. Sandberg swings and fouls it off the tip. 0-1. So Pullen does give up 1 run, and that'll get some action to the bullpen. Rich Thompson has begun to warm up for the Travs. Pullen set. Here's the 0-1. Sandberg swings and misses at the slider. Strike 2. Well, the Hooks hadn't scored a run since the second inning. They went 5 innings without a run against Jesse Smith. Trav bullpen comes in, and just like that, they get 1 run. And Pullen gets ahead 0-2 on Sandberg to try to complete this inning. Pullen will check second, and time is called at the plate. Sandberg had some dust in his eye. Steps out of the box, tries to clean it out. Pullen just standing on the mound, still on the rubber. Ball in his glove, right arm hanging. Waiting for Sandberg to step back in. Now the batter does. Sandberg really hovers over that plate at 6'3", 225. Pullen will glance at second. Now kick and come home, and it is into the dirt. Nice play by Del Chiaro. Pullen tried the slider, but started it outside. Sandberg wanted no part of it. Del Chiaro pounced on it. About a foot off the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, and Pullen trying to send this one into the 9th inning. A 3-run lead for the Arkansas Travelers. They had trailed by 3 earlier today. Pullen is ready. Pitch on the way. Into the dirt again, and Del Chiaro keeps it in front of him. 2 sliders back-to-back in the very same spot. They have not started down the middle of the plate. They start outside. And so if it looks like the pitch is coming outside, there's no reason to swing at it. Slider starts down the middle, dives low and away. You can fool the hitter. Pullen takes a deep breath, stares in. Del Chiaro will set up inside. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. A high fastball at that, at 88 miles an hour. And the 8th inning is over. Corpus manages 1 run on 3 hits. They strand 2. We'll go to the 9th inning. It's the Arkansas Travelers 8, the Corpus Christi Hooks 5 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDX.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
8 innings in the books at Corpus Christi. Bill Elson with you at Whataburger Field. 8-5 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. They'll have one more shot to add to the lead. They had a 4-run lead before the Hooks tallied 1 of the 8. Aaron Peel leads off the 9th after Aaron Pullen pitched the 8th. John Skaggs still on the mound for the Hooks, his 3rd inning of relief. First pitch is low to Peel. Peel has taken a walk in his last 2 trips. He's 1 for 2, scored a run, and has driven 1 in, plus a strikeout. 1-0 to the right-hander is right down the pipe, 1 ball, 1 strike. Skaggs entered the game in the 7th following the starting pitcher Miller. Miller gave up 5 runs on 9 hits in 6 innings. Here's the 1-1. Peel takes it, A slider for strike 2, right on the corner outside, 1-2. Skaggs walked Peel to start the 7th. He would steal second and score on a Mike Elward base hit to right. Skaggs kicks. Right-hander delivers, and he hits Aaron Peel right on the back of his jersey, hit number 5. So Peel takes it on the back and takes his base. That's the 3rd consecutive plate appearance that Peel hasn't even had to swing. Brandon Wood will stand in. A single for Wood in the 1st. 2 pop-ups after that and a strikeout his last time. He's 1 for 4. Baseball got loose from the left field berm, and we'll wait for the left fielder Cortez to pick it up and toss it back into the seats or the grass, what have you. No seats on the grass, so you can sit on the grass. Back to action. Wood taps the bat on the plate. Nobody out. Peel leading away. He was almost picked off by Skaggs in the 7th. He throws over, and he is back in there safe. Shell Discount Family Weekend this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets now. Your discount tickets to the Little Rock area Shell Station. $3 a piece will get you in. Wood swings and misses at the first offering. It was under the knees, and it's 0-1. Jaguars bobblehead domes for the first 500 paid kids Friday. Post-game fireworks on Saturday. Here's the 0-1 to Wood. Into the dirt, blocked by House. 1 ball, 1 strike. Family Sunday, next Sunday. Bring your church bulletin to the ballpark. Get the entire family in for a total of $6. If you're an AARP member on Sunday, you get in for free just by flashing that valid AARP membership card. Stretch by Skaggs. Throw to first, and Peel dives in. He is safe. Megaphones for the first 500 kids on Sunday. So bring the kids out over the weekend, and they can get a Jaguars bobblehead doll, run the bases on Friday, see some fireworks on Saturday, and then get a megaphone on Sunday. 1-1 to Wood. Into the dirt, bounces to the left. Peel wants second base, and he'll get there. No throw. Wild pitch on Skaggs. 2 balls and a strike to Wood. Second wild pitch by a Corpus Christi pitcher today. So an insurance run at second for Wood. He's driven in 18 on the year. The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3. Now, your kids can come to the game on Sunday, May the 7th, get that megaphone. They might be signed up to be a part of Screaming Kids Day, better known as Pettigene Meets School Kids Day, Monday, May 8th. 3-1 to Wood. Outside. Ball 4. Third walk from Skaggs to go along with a hit batter. Over 2+ innings, and now Corpus does have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Matt Brown called up to the batter's box. Dave Clark, the Corpus Christi manager, is leaning on the top step in the stairwell. He will let Skaggs stare in, but now he's going to walk out of the dugout. And so it looks like Dave Clark is going to be going to the reliever in the bullpen. Clark, a protege of Jim Leland in his second year managing Corpus Christi, takes the ball from Skaggs, points out to the pen, and it's a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet, AT&T Dish Network satellite television, voice services, and Singular Wireless. 4 great services all from one place. The new AT&T. Your world delivered. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming on for the Hooks after a 60-second break. The Travelers leading in the ninth, 8-5. There'll be nobody out. 2 men on from Matt Brown right after this on Little Rock, Air America, 1380 KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at att.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, so long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and federal reimbursement for the cost recovery fee extra. High-speed internet rail credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/details. Not available in all areas.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by AT&T is complete. And Corpus Christi brings David Rolandini on to face the number 4 batter, Matt Brown. Rolandini inherits a tough situation. His teammate, John Skaggs, hit the first batter of the inning, walked the next man, so Aaron Teal is at second base and Brandon Wood at first, and no outs. Rolandini appearing for the second night in a row, 6'5", right-hander, 240 pounds, from Broken Arrow. He is 27 years old, first year with the Astros after pitching in Italy last year. Did not pitch very well yesterday. In fact, Rolandini got through only 2/3 of an inning, allowing a hit and 2 walks. He was charged with 3 runs. First pitch to Brown, hangs in there for a strike, 0-1. Matt Brown, 2 for 4, 1 double, 1 infield single, 2 RBIs. 16 RBIs on the year. The Travelers in front, 8-5 at the top of the 9th inning. The 0-1 to Brown. He takes it again for strike 2. Same pitch. Right down the pipe. For Rolandini, 7th game he's appeared in. He's walked 4 and allowed 15 hits plus 12 runs in 11 innings. An ERA at .982. Runners with the lead. The 0-2 on the way. Slider off the plate. Ball 1. Rolandini staring in. Infield playing for 2. Shortstop coming in behind Peel, and the throw to second is not in time. Didn't even put the tag down. Peel recognized that move immediately and hustled back in. One double play turned by the hooks today, but it was a strike him out, throw him out. 1-2 to Brown. Swung on, popped up over first base, and may stay fair. Pence coming in from right field, and it dropped in for a hit. 1 base for everybody. They all had to hold to see if it was going to drop in. Peel scampers to third, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Mike Elworth. So Brown with his 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 5. That's base hit number 12 for the boys from Ray Winder Field. Here comes Elworth. Bases loaded, nobody out, and a chance to break this puppy wide open. 3-run lead for the Tramp, 8-5. Looking for much, much more. The infield comes up. They'll play for the out at home. Elworth is 1 for 4. Drove in a run with a single in the 7th inning. Righty versus righty. Here's Rolandini's pitch. Swing and a miss. A changeup. Had him in front. 0-1. Elworth has had 2 at-bats with the bases loaded this year, and he has 2 hits in those situations, including last night's go-ahead double in the 7th inning with the bases loaded. A 2-run hit. The 0-1. Swing and a ground ball to short. Zobrist will come home for the out, and a throw to first by House in time for the double play. 6-2-3 on the twin killing. Peel forced out of the plate. And Elworth out at first base. Wood goes to third. Brown to second. So for the first time this year, Elworth does not come through with the bases loaded, and the Travelers' lead is still 3 runs. Here's Jason Espedo, who's 2 for 3. Been on base each of his last 3 plate appearances. Singles in the 4th and 6th, a walk in the 8th, 2 runs. Left-hand batter, he will take the first pitch. Strike 1 on the inside corner. When the Hooks come to the bat in the 9th inning, they will send the 9-hitter Fagan, followed by the top of the order, Anderson and Zobrist. 0-1 on Espedo. First base is open. The 0-1 pitch is outside. A changeup from Rolandini. Rolandini is responsible for Brown at second base. John Skaggs, who left after walking wood, responsible for the man at third. It's a 1-1. Here it is to Espedo. Slider down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Base hits for the Travs. A 13th hit would put them up by 5. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, strike 2 at the knees, inside corner, and Espedo turns his back to the plate umpire, Herschel Kristofsky. Jason steps back in after disagreeing with that call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top 9. Out to the lead for the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a hard ground ball right to the first baseman. Fagan will take it himself. And the unassisted putout means the Travelers go without a run for the first time since the 4th inning. That is 4 innings scoring a run. No runs in the 9th. 1 base hit, 2 men left, and the Travs take a lead into the bottom of the 9th inning, 8-5 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Back on April 13th, 1932, the Arkansas Travelers opened their brand-new ballpark to thousands of breathless spectators. In Ray Winter Field 74 years as home of the Travs, it's been a breeding ground for big league talent. You've seen young men develop from fledgling minor leaguer to World Series hero and experience the highs of 9 league championships. Almost 9 million fans have spun through its turnstile. It's where we introduced our kids to the great game of baseball. We've brought dates to the bleachers and sat through rain delays with friends. We've grown up and grown older at Ray Winter Field. This is our ballpark. The Travs' new home, Dickey Stevens Park, will be ready by April 2007, and the team's future is bright. But Ray Winter Field has been a part of the fabric of life in Arkansas for 3/4 of a century. During the Travs' 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
The Hooks trail by 3 runs, 8-5. The Travs have led ever since the 7th inning 2-run homer by Brent Del Chiaro. Aaron Pullen will stay on the mound. Rich Thompson was warming up while Pullen was pitching in the 8th. Travelers trailed 4-1 after the 2nd inning, but then tallied 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. In the 6th inning, the Travs took the lead on the 2-run homer by Del Chiaro. Then they added 1 more in the 7th and 2 in the 8th inning. Travs go without a run at the top of the 9th. Pullen did give up a run in the 8th inning on a sac fly by Derek Nicholson. Don Fagan, Josh Anderson, and Ben Zobrist are scheduled to hit. Let's see, 9, 1, and 2 hitters against Pullen. Pullen was a little late getting out onto the mound to start warming up. Corpus Christi yesterday managed 1 run in the 9th inning when they needed a run to tie it. The Travs took a 2-run lead in the 10th yesterday, and then the Hooks scored 2 runs. And so this lead, 3 runs, it might not be as safe as you're expecting. And with Welcome to the Jungle blaring on the public address system, that gives some of the fans that are left a reason to get up and shout. The announced attendance today is 6,470. There might be 1,500 left at the ballpark. Many of the people got up and left after the 7th inning stretch here on a Monday night. Got to get back to work tomorrow. So here's Fagan standing in. A 2nd inning walk. Flied out in the 4th. Struck out in the 7th. Right-hand batter stands in. And Pullen leaning in, looking for the sign from Brent Del Chiaro. End of the stretch is Pullen, and here's his first pitch. Fagan will take a fastball for strike 1 on the outside corner, letter high. No save situation for Pullen since the end of the game in the 8th with a 4-run lead. And Thompson is warming up in the bullpen in case Aaron gets into some trouble. Stretch. 0-1 to Fagan. Fastball, ground ball, right to shortstop. Charging is Wood. Gloves and throws to get out number 1. 2 more outs and the 4-game losing streak is history. Josh Anderson standing in. Anderson started the game with a triple and a single in his first 2 at-bats, scored 2 runs and drove 1 in. But he's been neutralized ever since by Jesse Smith. Tapper to the mound in the 4th and a hard ground ball back to the mound in the 7th. Brown plays in at 3rd with Anderson's speed. Pitch 1 is a slider. Ball 1 missing up high. Zobrist on deck. Then you get to the meat of the lineup for the Hooks where all the power in. 1-0 to Anderson. Fastball high and tight, and it's 2-0. Two-ball count. The kick, the pitch. And it's a fastball for strike 1. Tailing on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike from Pullen to Anderson. The Hooks haven't had much of an opportunity to rally in the middle innings, but they did rally in the 8th with 3 straight hits off Pullen. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball fair inside the first base line. Extra bases for Anderson. Over to the corner goes Espedo. Picks up the ball, and Anderson will stop at second with a stand-up double. His 3rd hit of the game. So this one ain't over yet. Anderson with his 3rd hit. He's 3 for 5, bringing Ben Zobrist up. And the tying run goes to the on-deck circle.
Shortstop is Zobrist.
Zobrist is a switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed. Ty Boykin is leading on the top step of the dugout. Lieutenant hitting coach Keith Johnson to his left. Pitching coach Ken Patterson to his right, leaning through the fence of the dugout. Pullen remains in the game to face Zobrist, who's 1 for 3 with a triple back in the 2nd inning. First pitch on the way. Fastball, strike 1 on the inside corner. So Pullen gets in here. And he'll head 0-1. Travelers 8, Hooks 5, bottom 9. 3-game winning streak on the line for the Hooks. 4-game losing streak for the Travs. Here's the 0-1 from Pullen. Slider, swing and a miss, strike 2. Zobrist didn't recognize that pitch. He thought he was swinging out a fastball, and it went zoom right underneath the bat. No balls, 2 strikes. Pullen struck out the final batter of the 8th on a high fastball. Del Chiaro is going to want it high and in. Here's the pitch. Slider, he hit him with a pitch. Oh, no. He tried the slider, and he tried to throw it into the dirt. He did so, but he threw it right into the right foot of Ben Zobrist. It has been one of the most toughest things for the Travelers pitching staff to do this year as they continue to hit batters with 2 strikes, trying to be too fine with pitches rather than letting it go. So Pullen has put the tying run up to the plate. Hunter Pence is 0 for 3. He's homered 5 times this year, but none over the last 10 games. Double play ends it. Home run ties it. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. A high fastball. And Pence thought he had a chance to hit that one into the Corpus Christi channel. But it was just a little bit higher than the strike zone. 0-1 on Pence. Hit a sac fly in the first inning. 2 ground outs and a fly out since. Pullen sets, glance at second base. Pitch on the way. Slider up high. 1-1. As the Travs do not have a single designated closer simply because no reliever has really taken the job and really become the anchor in the bullpen that the team is looking for. You're not sure who Ty Boykin goes to. Does he stick with Pullen? Does he go to Thompson? 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Pence. Swing and a foul ball in the air over first base. Strike 2. On deck is J.R. House. After the first out was recorded, Anderson doubled. Then Pullen got ahead of Zobrist 0-2 and hit him with a slider on the foot. But a nice job by Pullen getting ahead of Pence. Now he's got to put him away. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. He checked the swing, and it looked like Hunter Pence had to try as hard as he possibly could not to swing at that pitch. But he just did hold back. 2-2. Pullen gets the sign. Delivers. Fouled back. Hanging slider. Got away with one. Pence is swinging from the heels with everything he has. He figures he's up here for one reason, and it's to tie the game. Pulling a glance at second. Here's the 2-2. Popped it up over third base. Foul territory. Round over the fence at the tarp. Out of play. Penrose into the stand. Travelers have fought back again today. They have fought back from deficits the last 3 games with nothing to show for it on Saturday and yesterday. They trailed by 3 in the second today. They took a 4-run lead into the 8th. Now it's a 3-run lead in the 9th. The 2-2 is popped up first base. It is Rodland giving way to Porter. Porter makes the catch right in back of the bag for the second out of the inning. Boy, it seemed like it took forever for that ball to come down. And Porter trying to measure the ball against the wind, which is blowing right to left across the outfield. So that's a pretty tough catch for Greg to make. And he looked like he was dancing around the bag just looking for the ball. But he was right underneath it when it counted. J.R. House standing in. House, the cleanup batter, is 1 for 3 and a soft bloop single in the 8th inning. He's homered 3 times this year. Delivery from Pullen. Fastball up high, 1-0. Jesse Smith, the pitcher of record for the Travs. 7 very strong innings. Actually, 5 really strong innings after 2 shaky ones. 8-5 Travs, 1 out to go in the 9th inning. Here's the 1-0 to House. Swinging a foul straight back, and again House is swinging for the fences. They have Josh Bonifay on deck. He leads the Hooks with 6 home runs. House back to the plate. Crowds it a little bit. Now Chiaro sets up just a hair inside. Here's the pitch. Slider popped up over first. Foul territory over to the fence. Porter. He'll reach into the dugout. It is into the dugout. Foul ball. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on House. Not much else Porter could have done. When you reach into the dugout, you've gone as far as you can. The top step of the dugouts are in play here at Corpus Christi. The second step is not. 1 ball, 2 strikes. An 8-5 Traveler lead. House brings the bat back. Pullen set. Kick, delivery. Check swing. It may have hit him. And the plate umpire, Krasovsky, says it hit the bat on the check swing. Pullen rode that fastball high and tight. He's already hit a batter today trying to be too perfect with a 2-strike pitch. That fastball came at 90 miles an hour. Again to the stretch. Here's the 1-2 to House. Swinging a fly ball to right field, shallow. Coming on a speedo. He's there. He's got it, and this one is over. The Hooks in the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. The Arkansas Travelers snap a 4-game losing streak, beating the Corpus Christi Hooks by a final score of 8-5, and you can put it in the book. A well-deserved win for the Arkansas Travelers. They move to 10-15. Corpus Christi falls to 15-10. High fives and butt slaps with the Travs at second base in the pitcher's mound. Jesse Smith is the winner. Josh Miller is the loser. No save. Arkansas 8, Corpus Christi 5. We'll come back with the final totals and the recap after this. It's been Arkansas Traveler Baseball and Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers?
What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with the Safe Driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Welcome back to Whataburger Field and the Allstate Insurance postgame report. The Arkansas Travelers break the 4-game losing streak, beating Corpus Christi 8-5. Unofficial final totals read like this. For the Travelers, 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and 7 men left. Corpus Christi scores 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and 8 men left. Jesse Smith is the winning pitcher. He moves to 2-1. The loss goes to Josh Miller. Miller 4-2. Home runs by Brent Del Chiaro, his second. Greg Porter hit his third. We don't have an official time of game yet. Paid attendance, 6,470. Recapping the ball game, Travs got ahead in the first inning, but that lead wouldn't hold. Dwayne Bacon, a leadoff walk. He would steal second, go to third on a wild pitch by Josh Miller, and score. When Aaron Peel's pop-up was in shallow left, fell between Zobrist and the left fielder Cortez after poor communications. The 1-0 Traveler lead, but it didn't last long. The Hooks tied it immediately in the bottom of the first against Smith. Josh Anderson had tripled to left center. Smith would walk Ben Zobrist and allow a sacrifice fly by Hunter Pence to tie the game at 1-1. The Hooks got in front of the second inning, rallying to 3 runs on 3 hits, all with 2 outs. Jared Sandberg singled up the middle, followed by a walk to John Fagan. Josh Anderson singled up the middle, bringing home Sandberg, giving the Hooks a 2-1 lead. And then Ben Zobrist triples into the right field gap. 2-run score in the play, and it was 4-1 Hooks. So the Hooks offense went south after that, collecting only 1 hit the rest of the way against Jesse Smith. Meanwhile, the Travs started to claw back into it in the third. A leadoff single by Dwayne Bacon. He would steal second and third base and come home on a 2-out double by Matt Brown. In the 5th inning, Eric Rodlin led off with a double. He'd be sacrificed to third base. Miller then walked Aaron Peel before getting Brandon Wood to pop out for the 2nd out of the inning. It would take a little tapper close to the third base line by Matt Brown for an infield single that brought Rodlin home, and that made the Hooks lead 4-3 after the 5th inning. Another scoreless inning in the 6th for Jesse Smith. In fact, he shut down the Hooks 1-2-3. And the Travs, just like that, were back in front in the 6th inning after Jason Espino led off with a single. Brent Del Chiaro took a hanging changeup by Miller and blasted it over the left field fence. Second home run of the season, and the Travs had a 5-4 lead. They added to the lead in the 7th inning against the reliever John Skaggs. Leadoff walk to Aaron Peel. He would steal second base when Brandon Wood struck out. 2-out single by Mike Elwer to the right field line brought home Peel. Travs had a 2-run lead at that point. Another home run in the 8th inning. A 2-run shot by Greg Porter to left, his third, would make the score 8-4. The Hooks would rally for 1 run of the 8th against Aaron Pullen. 3 consecutive singles by House, Bonifay, and Cortez low to the bases, and a sac fly by Nicholson brought home a run. 8-5 at that point. And although the Hooks would get a 1-out double by Anderson and Zobrist hit by a pitch brought the tying run of the plate. Pullen buckled down, got Hunter Pence to pop up, and Dare House to fly out to right field. That's two of the top hitters in the Texas League, and that meant the Arkansas Travelers hold on for the 8-5 victory. With the win, the Travs are 10-15. They end a 5-game losing streak. And Corpus Christi falls to 15-9, and their 3-game winning streak is history. Coming up next on the Allstate Insurance Postgame Report, we'll check out the scores in the Texas League of the Majors. This is Arkansas Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because two great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
With the Travs victory, they've got a chance to pick up some ground on the Tulsa Drillers. Tulsa loses today to the Midland Rockhounds by a 4-2 final score, so the Travs gain a game on Tulsa and are now 4 games in back of second place. Ray Aguilar got the victory for the Midland Rockhounds. His record 2-1. Alex Santos saved his third, and with Midland winning and Corpus Christi losing, the Rockhounds leapfrog the Hooks into first place in the Texas League South. Corpus Christi falls a half game out. In San Antonio, Springfield with a 4-2 win. Rich Rundles is 2-1 with a victory. Mark Worrell saved his sixth. Only homer of the game hit by John Nelson of the Missions. It was his third. So the Cardinals now gain a game on the Drillers. Springfield 2 games up on Tulsa and remain 6 games ahead of the Arkansas Travelers. Wichita drops their 4th straight game, a 5-1 loss at the hands of the Frisco Rough Riders. Diaz over Snare. Corey saves his 5th. Kevin Richardson of the Rough Riders hit his 2nd home run. For the Riders, even their record at 11-11. Wichita falls to a league worst 7-17, 8.5 games off the pace. Over in the major leagues, plenty of final scores to tell you about. The Cubs beat the Pirates 2-1. Bobby Howry over John Gribeau. Ryan Dempster saving his 7th. Milwaukee 4-2 victory over the Houston Astros. And the Brewers have now won 3 consecutive games. Wise the winner. Wheeler takes the loss. Former Trav Derek Turnbow saves his 9th. Homers by Bill Hull and Carlos Lee for the Brewers. Houston gets a shot from Eric Munson, his first. Atlanta 2-0 shutout over the Colorado Rockies. Tim Hudson pitches his 2nd career one-hitter. 2nd win of the year. Jason Jennings takes the loss, falls to 1-2. Philadelphia comes back for an 8-5 win at Florida. Marlins at a 5-1 lead going into the 7th. But the Phillies score 4 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Pat Burrell's home run caps the comeback, his 8th of the year. Dan Uggla goes deep for the Marlins. Former Traveler Real Cormier is 1-0 with the win. Dontrell Willis takes the loss, and Flash Gordon saves his 7th. The Cincinnati Reds get a complete game 4-hitter from Bronson Arroyo, and the Reds beat the Cardinals 6-1 to break a tie for first place in the National League Central. The winner Arroyo is 5-0. Mark Mulder drops to 2-1. Each team had a homer hit. Cardinals got it from Juan Encarnacion for their only run of the game. Rich O'Reilly goes deep for Cincinnati, his 5th. The Mets, a winner over the Washington Nationals 2-1. The winning run scores on a throwing error by the Nationals in the bottom of the 9th inning. Carlos Delgado accounted for the only other Met run, his 10th home run of the year. Billy Wagner, the winner, is 2-0, and Majewski, the loser, is 1-2. 2 games going on in the National League at the moment, with the Padres completing a 7-run rally in the 4th. The Padres lead at San Francisco 7-2, and it's still in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom 6 at Arizona, and the Diamondbacks over the Dodgers 3-2. Over in the American League, the Angels trail Oakland in the 5th inning 1-0. Angels trying to avoid their 4th straight loss. Final scores, Texas over Tampa Bay 3-0. 3 Rangers combining on a 4-hitter with Cameron Lowe. going the first 7 for his first win of the year. Antonio Otsuka closed it out, his second save. Seth McClung, a tough loss, falls to 1-4. Rod Barajas hit the game's only home run. How about the Detroit Tigers? 17 wins and 9 losses. Second in the American League Central, a game and a half behind the White Sox after Detroit beats Kansas City 3-2. Jeremy Bonderman went 8 scoreless innings for the win before Todd Jones allowed 2 runs in the 9th. He did save his 4th. Hernandez the loss. That's Renelvis Hernandez, 1-1. Detroit homered by Craig Monroe and Maglio Ordonez. Seattle records 20 base hits and an 8-2 victory at Minnesota. Kenji Jojima hit his 3rd home run of the year. And Richie Sexton also hit his 3rd home run. Justin Morneau homered for the Twins, his 6th. Bill Pinheiro the win, and Baker the loss. Toronto 9, the Baltimore Orioles 7, a wild 9th inning as the Blue Jays rally for 4 in the 9th, and the Orioles rally for 4 in the 9th before succumbing to their former closer B.J. Ryan saving his 5th. Ted Lilly the winner is 3-1. Troy Hawkins takes the loss. He's 0-1. 2 homers for the Blue Jays third baseman Troy Glaus. He has 8 on the year. Lyle Overbay also went deep, his 3rd. Baltimore homers by Ramon Hernandez and Miguel Tejada. The Chicago White Sox 8-6 winners at the Cleveland Indians. Javier Vasquez the winner, 3-1. Cliff Lee drops to 2-2. Former Trav Bobby Jenks saves his 8th. Paul Konerko homered for the White Sox, his 7th. 8 home runs for Travis Hafner after he went deep today. Boston over the Yankees in a highly anticipated return by Johnny Damon to Fenway Park. The winner, Boston, 7-3. Big Papi hits a home run to cap a 4-run 8th inning for the Red Sox to break a 3-3 tie. Ortiz with his 11th of the year. Mike Timlin got the win in relief. He's 3-0. Aaron Small, the loss. His record 0-1. You're now up to date on all the scores from the Major Leagues and the Texas League. Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the official airline of the Travs. Look at them online at southwest.com. Final score from Whataburger Field. The Travs 8, the Hooks 5. We'll wrap it up after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
You on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Travs break a 4-game losing streak, an important 8-5 win against the Hooks. And once again, the Travs had to come back in order to do it, and they were able to do so with a couple of big games today. Matt Brown finishing 3 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. Brent Del Chiaro and Greg Porter each hit a 2-run homer, and Del Chiaro's home run was the deciding runs in the 6th inning. Plus, Jesse Smith, after giving up 4 runs in 2 innings, finishes with 7 innings, only those 4 runs, and Smith picks up his 2nd win of the year. Here are the official final totals, starting with the Travs, 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 7 left. The Hooks today, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 8 men left. Jesse Smith is the winner. He is 2-1. The loss saddled on Josh Miller. He is 4-2. 3 hours, 7 minutes. First pitch to last pitch. Paid attendance 6,470. The victory puts the Travs at 10-15. Away games, they are 8-7. Corpus Christi falls to 15-10. And here at Whataburger Field, the Hooks drop to 9-6. We wrap up this quick 3-game series tomorrow night. Daniel Davidson on the hill for the Travelers, left-hander 0-2 for 11 ERA. Right-hander Juan Gutierrez for the Hooks, right-hander 1-1 4.70 ERA. Or if you get B.C. Powder, player of the game, then we'll go with Jesse Smith. With the Travs using 4 relievers yesterday and needing some innings out of the starting rotation, Jesse Smith does it for the second game in a row, and Jesse Smith has now won back-to-back starts, the only Traveler to do so this year. Jesse Smith, your B.C. Powder player of the game. B.C. Powder, the official pain reliever of the Travs. B.C. gets into your system fast, and B.C. goes to work fast. Headaches, backaches, muscle pain, nothing works faster than B.C. Use as directed. First pitch from Whataburger Field tomorrow, 7:05. We'll have the ITT Tech pregame show at 6:45 right here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. A big thanks back at the studios to Brad Hicks and also the folks over at minorleaguebaseball.com, making sure we are on the internet. And to you fans for tuning into this baseball game today, thank you very much for making this part of your night. From Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi, this is Phil Elson saying so long. Again, our final score, the Arkansas Travelers 8 and the Corpus Christi Hooks 5. We'll be talking baseball again tomorrow night.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.